Chapter 2597. Although Qin Yun could produce soul lost dew, the production was too low. One drop could only deal with one divine sun descendant. There were many descendants of the divine sun god, and the soul lost dew was far from enough. If he could create a type of smoke that could mesmerize the souls of the divine sun god's descendants and make them unable to extricate themselves, he could control them when necessary. I don't have to exterminate the descendants of the divine sun. As long as I control them so that they don't cause trouble, it's also possible. Qin Yun took out all kinds of medicinal ingredients and began pondering. Xiao Yun, as long as you get rid of the strongest divine sun descendants and prevent them from leading the other divine sun descendants to cause trouble, you will have peace in the world. Ling Yuner said. It's easy to say, but it's very difficult to accomplish. Qin Yun began concocting tobacco. He struggled for several days but did not make any progress. The main problem was that it was impossible to make the soul fall into a state of addiction. If it was just a normal addiction, it would not be enough. It had to be very addictive, and it was only effective against the soul of a descendant of the divine sun. This was even more difficult. My medicinal ingredients are not enough. I need to get in touch with more medicinal ingredients. Qin Yun contacted the nameless old man and asked him to help send a message to the medicine god and ask him to help find some medicinal ingredient. The medicine god was naturally very willing, but he needed time. Qin Yun stayed in the chamber for a few days but made no progress. He could only give up temporarily. He rested for a while, then walked out of his room and took out a divine sound transmission pearl to contact shamanic star. After trying for a while, he could only give up because he couldn't get in touch with her. He should have returned to the Heaven's Secret sect. In the courtyard, Qin Yun looked at the 4 myriad realms divine suns in the sky and said, "The 4th myriad realms divine sun has already matured. Sister Yu, you should have already entered, right?" When Qin Yun entered Divine Moon Heaven City, he wanted to ask Yu, but he could not find her. After the 9 Yang Divine Maiden entered the core of the Myriad Realms Divine Sun, she could imprint a mark into the Godly Monarch Heavenly Seal. It could be considered a blood bond with the Godly Monarch Heavenly Seal, allowing the Godly Monarch Heavenly Seal to rapidly obtain the divine powers of the Myriad Realms Divine Sunday. If Yu is in the core of the Myriad Worlds Divine Sunland, then it is time for Qin Yun to go in and take a look. Then, he can go to the ancestral god Sunland to find Xiao Yuan. The divine preceptor knew that Qin Yun was in Divine Court City. He found a few people and asked Qin Yun to pass on his position. Qin Yun saw that these people were not bad, so he straightforwardly helped them obtain deity positions. The divine court of the myriad realms was getting stronger and stronger, and the divine judge wasn't as weak as before. If he were to encounter a great battle now, he would definitely be able to intervene. Before this, he could only watch from the side. Previously, the divine court of the myriad realms had been very sullen. Not only were the group of deity position gods in a state of disunity, there was also the elder cabinet who was divided and causing internal strife. In the end, all of this was settled by the divine chief judge, and the deity throne gods in the myriad worlds divine court were able to obtain the help of the myriad worlds divine sun, and their cultivation gradually increased, and their strength became stronger and stronger. Even the law enforcers didn't dare to provoke the divine court of the myriad realms. After the divine chief had the gods leave, he and Qin Yun chatted in the living room of the small residence. "Qin Yun, you are no longer the 9 Yang Palace King. What do you plan to do next?" asked the divine judge. "I want to eradicate the law enforcement world. Shatter the heavenly rule Tao orthodoxy." Qin Yun said with smile, "Divine Chief, do you think I can succeed?" "I wish you success." The divine preceptor sighed and smiled. "To be honest, I hope you can enter the divine court of myriad realms. With your current reputation, you can declare yourself king in the divine court of myriad realms." Qin Yun shook his head and said, "Not yet. My strength is not enough, moreover, there are all kinds of rumors outside. Divine Moon Race's great emperor has already refuted the rumors. This rumor must have been spread by the law enforcement world, and they are secretly adding fuel to the fire. Divine Chief, I can't call myself Divine King in a high profile right now. I might just say it in front of my enemies sometimes. But I still can't announce it to the entire Divine Desolate," Qin Yun said very seriously. "Why? You destroyed the malignant tumor known as the Divine Nation, and the venerable sovereigns of the heavens surrendered to you. You are fully qualified. Are you afraid of the law enforcement world? The Divine Chief is very doubtful. Becoming the Divine King of the Divine Desolate is the dream of many big shots of the major powers. Before the Divine Kings didn't have the Divine King Heavenly Seal, they said they were the only Divine King. And Qin Yun has the real Divine King Heavenly Seal, but he still hasn't announced himself as the Divine King. This is very puzzling to the Divine Chief Judge. There are many factors. The law enforcement world is one of them, the other is the center of the Divine Desolate. I still don't understand the situation there, and the Divine King Heavenly Seal is not complete," Qin Yun said. "Without being refined by the 9 myriad worlds' divine sons and 9 sun divine maiden, the Divine King Heavenly Seal is not complete. Moreover, the Divine King Heavenly Seal needs to be completely refined by the 9 myriad worlds' divine sons. The center of the Divine Desolate? That is indeed a very mysterious place." The Divine Chief nodded and said, "I also want to know the situation there." Qin Yun asked Tianrui and Chu Wuxing before. They also don't know the details, but the law enforcement world has made some progress. Because of the heaven sealing 10 days, the law enforcement world successfully sent people to the center of the Divine Desolate. Chu Wuxing also said that the Heaven Secret Sect also sent people to the center of the Divine Desolate, but the details were not announced. So nobody knows the situation there. Divine Chief, if I announce myself as the Divine King, I will definitely become their target. Maybe some powerful people in the center of the Divine Desolate are waiting for me to appear and then come to cause trouble for me," Qin Yun said with smile. "That's right, you are still in the growth stage. As long as the Divine King Heavenly Seal is in your hands, you are destined to be a Divine King." The Divine Chief laughed and said, "All right then, I will continue managing the Myriad Realms Divine Court. Even if I enter the Myriad Realms Divine Court, you will still be the Divine Chief. Apart from you, I won't recognize anyone," Qin Yun said with smile, and then told the Divine Chief about the Devil Mirror. The Divine Chief is also very much looking forward to this. Once the Devil Mirror is used by many people, the Myriad Realms Divine Court will be able to know even more things. For example, if there are evil devils causing chaos in some region or some factions secretly doing crazy things, the Myriad Realms Divine Court will be able to quickly find out and deal with it. With the Myriad Realms Divine Court promoting the Devil Mirror, it will spread out very quickly. After the Divine Chief left, Qin Yun immediately called Yu Yan over. "Xiao Yan, I want to go to the Myriad Realms Divine Sun. Have you been there before?" Qin Yun asked. "Myriad Realms Divine Sun? I have never been there, but I heard about the situation inside. Generally speaking, there are Divine Sun descendants inside the Divine Sun. And the Divine Sun itself will give birth to 1 or 2 races to fight against the Divine Sun descendants," Qin Yun said, "Sun Dragon race and Heavenly Lion race. There is also the Illusion race, but they seem to have surrendered to the law enforcement realm." "Master Qin, what are you going to do inside the Myriad Realms Divine Sun?" Yu Yan doesn't know the situation inside the Myriad Realms Divine Sun core. Divine Sun descendants can't enter the core, so Qin Yun can't bring Yu Yan there. He only wants to see how much the Heavenly Secrets sect knows about the situation inside the Myriad Realms Divine Sunday. "Just going to take a look?" Qin Yun asked. "Xiao Yan, You are a divine sun descendant, so you should come from inside the divine sun, right? Which divine sun do you come from? Me? I come from the heavenly universe divine sun of the 9 heavens. I was born there. Actually, there are many divine sun descendants, but very few can stand out. It is very rare for me to be able to enter the heavenly secret sect, Yu Yen said somewhat proudly. Heavenly universe divine sun? The divine sun descendants of the law enforcement realm all come from here? Qin Yun never asked about this before. I don't know about this. In short, we come from many divine sun. Only when we are above the divine sun do we have a real body. And not long after I was born, I was still a ball of soul and was taken away at that time. Yu Yen said, I have very few memories of the heavenly universe divine sun. Yu Yen was taken away from the very beginning, so she has never experienced the feeling of having a real body. What's the difference between the divine sun descendants of the myriad realms divine sun and you guys? Qin Yun wants to know more. What's the difference? I heard that they are a bit different from us, but I'm not too sure about the specifics. In short, both the law enforcement realm and the heavenly secrets sect are very vigilant against the divine sun descendants above the myriad realms divine sun. Because there are rumors that the divine sun descendants have the ability to bring their bodies to the divine desolate. Yu Yen said. Qin Yun also heard that if the divine sun descendants can do it, they will definitely become the rulers of the divine desolate. Xiao Yin, wait for me in the divine court heavenly city. I will be back soon. Qin Yun touched Yu Yan's face and hurriedly left for the strange space ancient city. Qin Yun found in Wukong and asked him to send him to the vicinity of the 4th divine Sunday. Although there is no teleportation formation set near the 4th divine sun, An Wukong still has a way to send Qin Yun over. In this way, in the blink of an eye, Qin Yun arrived near the 4th divine Sunday. When he approached the 4th divine sun, Qin Yun sensed a barrier. This barrier was released by the myriad realms divine sun. It can prevent people from approaching. Even if he passed through the barrier, it would still be very dangerous inside. Qin Yun's current location is within a scorching intense light. He is very close to the barrier of the myriad realms divine Sunday. There seems to be a battle. Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and looked ahead through the intense heat. He discovered that a group of people are chasing 2 people. While being chased, those 2 people constantly attacked the people behind them. Qin Yun looked carefully again and his heart trembled. He immediately rushed over. Because he recognized those 2 people. They are wearing masks and their body shapes are exactly the same. However, one has black hair and one has white hair. They are Yang Shi and Yu Yu. Strange, why didn't they directly enter the myriad realms divine sun? Who are the people chasing them? After Qin Yun rushed over, he sent a palm attack behind him. That berserk palm power is like a dragon's roar. It is like a huge red wave that completely covered the hundreds of people behind him. Xiao Yun. Yang Shi shouted in alarm. Why are you here? Don't worry about us, quickly leave. They are very difficult to deal with, leave them to us. We will wait for the divine sun to summon us, and then we can enter. Don't worry about us. Yu Yu also hastily said. Qin Yun arrived between them. Chapter 2598. Qin Yun is quite surprised to meet Yang Shuriwei and Yu Yu here. He thought that Yu Yu had already entered the 4 divine suns. Yu Yu and Yang Shuriwei were chased by a group of people just now and those people are not weak. Qin Yun is in a hurry to bring Yang Shuriwei and Yu Yu away, so he did not pay attention to the people chasing them. After getting far away from that group of people, Qin Yun released the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda and brought them in. Then, he controlled the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda to fly. In the vicinity of the myriad realms divine sun, the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda can absorb the divine power of the myriad realms divine sun and obtain stronger defense and faster flying speed. Qin Yun did not let the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda land on the surface of the 40th universe divine Sunday. Instead, it flew around the 4 divine suns. Look, there's no problem at all. Why do you want me to leave? Qin Yun brought Yu and Yang Shuriwe into the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda and said with a smile, "Alright, you're awesome." Yu also heaved a sigh of relief. She sat on a chair and crossed her long legs. Yu has a head full of white hair, but she is wearing a black tight-fitting battle outfit. She looks very cool. Yang Shuriwe is wearing a white tight-fitting battle outfit. Her long legs look even more slender under her tight pants, making her look very heroic and beautiful. Qin Yun gently caressed Yang Shuriwe's beautiful face and said softly, "Sister Yang, a lot of things have happened during this period of time." "I know." Yang Shuriwe placed her lily-white hand on Qin Yun's cheek and said with a gentle smile, "Don't be afraid, it will all pass. Don't show off your affection." Yu curled her lips and said, "If you keep showing off, I'll be jealous." Yang Shuriwe said with a chuckle, Yu, tell me honestly, have you ever kissed Xiao Yun?" "I have. What's wrong? Are you hitting me?" Yu smiled coldly. Yang Shuriwe walked over and pinched her thigh. "Oh, that's right, who were those guys chasing you just now? Descendants of Divine Sun?" Qin Yun asked. "There is intense light outside and the scorching aura is very chaotic. It is impossible to sense if anyone is chasing them. They're not the descendants of the Divine Sun God. I don't know where they came from. They outnumber us, we are not their match, we can only avoid them." Yu said, "I have to wait for the 4 divine suns to grow to a certain stage before I have the ability to absorb Yu into the Shen Yang core. It's almost time." Yang Shur calculated the time. Yu was ranked 4th among the 9 Sun Divine Maidens and Yang Shur was ranked 5th. Yang Shur and Yu should have come to send Yu off. After all, they don't know when she will come out. "Xiao Yun, we've heard about what happened to the Mystic Moon Clan. Don't be too sad." Yu's voice also became gentler as she comforted him. "I can handle it." Qin Yun nodded. "You really surprised us by being able to kill that venerable sovereigns." Yu said with a smile. "We originally thought that it would take a few decades before you would have the strength to kill the sovereigns of the heavens." Qin Yun shook his head and said with a smile, "So you have always been looking down on me." Yang Shur said, "Xiao Yun, although Big Sister Shang Yun has misunderstood you, she will definitely forgive you when the truth is revealed in the future. Don't worry." Yu shook her head and said, "I can't see through Sister Shang Yun. She is very good to us, but it's hard to say when it comes to men. Especially now, she lost a few good sisters in a short period of time. Her mood is very unstable." "Yu, don't scare Xiao Yun." Yang Shur said with slight anger. "Sister Shang Yun is very easy to talk to. Xiao Yun helped the Divine Moon Clan a few times. She will definitely be able to deal with this matter rationally." "Not necessarily." Yu sighed and said, "Don't forget, Sister Shang Yun used to be Tian Shixiang and her relationship with Mu Yu is very deep. Mu Yu used to be the law enforcement great venerable of the law enforcement realm. Back then, even Sister Kiru secretly told us to guard against Mu Yu." Qin Yun said with a frown, "When did Sister Kiru tell you to guard against Mu Yu?" "Many years ago. It was after Mu Yu was released from the pawnshop. Mu Yu has experienced a lot. She is a law enforcement great venerable, but she was trapped in the heavenly law pawnshop. On the surface, it looks like it was caused by Yueme and Yu, but in the dark, there are many people involved." Yu said, "What is the relationship between your 9 Sun Divine Maidens and Mu Yu?" Qin Yun asked. "It's very complicated. In short, don't worry about our 9 Sun Divine Maidens. As long as we have Myriad Realms Divine Sun, nothing will happen to us." Yu said, "Now that I've recovered more and more memories, our 9 Sun Divine Maidens' mission is truly becoming more and more important." Yang Shuriwe pulled Qin Yun to sit down and said, Xiao Yun, it's best if you don't directly clash with the law enforcement realm. You should steadily increase your cultivation. Got it. Qin Yun nodded. The law enforcement realm will be finished sooner or later. The descendants of Divine Sun within myriad realms Divine Sun are the ones who are truly difficult to deal with. Yu Yu said, Xiao Yun, myriad realms Divine Sun has placed all its hopes on you. Yang Shuriwa looked outside and said, What is the background of those people chasing us? Their strength is really not bad. Could it be that they are a variant of Divine Sun's descendants? Yuji, don't worry about it so much. We are very safe now. You and Xiao Yun haven't seen each other for so long, go and do what you should do. Yu Yu said with a smile, I've made it very clear. Quickly go and do what you need to do, lest you complain that I'm in the way here. You! Yang Shuriwa lightly groaned, then pulled Qin Yun's hand and left this floor. After Qin Yun brought Yang Shuriwa to one of the floors, the two of them tightly hugged and kissed each other. Then they fell into the river of love and became entangled, intoxicated in the beauty and unable to extricate themselves. The two of them were sweet for a long time before they stopped. Xiao Yun, Yu Yu is preparing to enter the Four Divine Sun realm. When the time comes, you will go in with her. Your Divine King Heavenly Seal will be refined by her inside the core and branded with her imprint. Yang Shuriwa sat up and tied up her hair. Qin Yun gently caressed her face and said, Sister Yang, aren't you going in with us? No need. With you here, I'm very relieved. I still have my own matters to attend to. Yang Shuriwa sighed and said, Xiao Yun, one day you will understand what we are busy with. Sister Yang, I have never blamed you. Qin Yun hugged Yang Shuriwa tightly and kissed her red lip. Xiao Yun, you have already grown up very strong. Big Sister Yang has nothing else to teach you. In the future, you will have to rely on yourself to comprehend. Yang Shuriwa said with a gentle smile. At this moment, she looks especially charming and moving, delicate and gorgeous. No matter what, you are my big sister Yang. Qin Yun hugged the beautiful Yuji. Thinking that she is about to leave, he felt extremely reluctant. Yu Yu is sitting paralyzed on a chair on the first floor. Her eyes are staring out the window, it is unknown what she is thinking. After Qin Yun and Yang Shuriwa appeared, she sat up straight and said, You guys have been waiting for quite a while. Sorry to keep you waiting. Yang Shuriwa chuckled and said, Yu Yu, I plan to hand you over to Xiao Yun. Don't sneak a bite. Yu Yu chuckled and said, Yuji, even if I eat your Xiao Yun, what can you do to me? There's nothing I can do. But according to the order of arrival, you will be my little sister from now on. Yang Shuriwa said with a smile. According to the ranking, Yu Yu can be considered as Yang Shuriwa's big sister. However, they never gave in to each other and always wanted to be each other's big sister. Yang Shuriwa pinched Yu Yu's face and said, Little sister Yu Yu, big sister is leaving. Yu Yu snorted and said, Be careful, don't let anything happen. Otherwise, your Xiao Yun will jump up and down anxiously. Before Yang Shuriwa left, she kissed Qin Yun and flew out of the nine-sun heaven-raising pagoda. Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and saw that Yang Shuriwa has safely left. Only then did he feel relieved. Sister Yu Yu, when will you be able to enter the core of the Divine Sun? Qin Yun asked. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not in a hurry. Yu Yu said. I still want to figure out where those guys came from and kill a few of them before entering. I also want to, let's join hands. Qin Yun said with a smile. Alright. Yu Yu took out her sun-suppressing divine arrow. It is silvery white and emitted a faint silver light. Qin Yun also has the sun-suppressing divine arrow in his hand. He has not used it for a long time, so he quickly took it out. Sister Yu Yu, have you been using the sun-suppressing divine arrow? It seems like I haven't used it for a long time. Qin Yun reached out his hand and touched Yu Yu's sun-suppressing divine arrow. This thing is very useful near the myriad realms divine sun. Yu Yu nodded and said, Xiao Yun, bring me around to their back. We'll attack from behind. It's best if we can capture a few. All right. Qin Yun pulled Yu Yu's hand and flew out of the nine-sun heaven-raising pagoda. Then, he stored the nine-sun heaven-raising pagoda. After Yu Yu tightly held Qin Yun's hand, she said softly, Xiao Yun, how are you now? Just now you and Yuji, oh right, are you stronger or is she stronger? Of course she's stronger. She has 2 fairies. Qin Yun said with a smile. You really have good luck with women. Yu Yu spat and said, if I had known earlier, I wouldn't have acted with you. Yuji is really something, she actually released 2 fairies. I'm afraid your condition won't be able to keep up. Qin Yun said with a smile, you're underestimating me too much. After speaking, he brought Yu Yu to conceal themselves and flew towards that group of people. When he went over, he transmitted his voice to Yu Yu. Sister Yu Yu, they've all split up. Good thing. We'll capture 1 or 2 and interrogate them. Yu Yu said, do you want me to do it or do you want me to do it? You do it. Qin Yun said with voice transmission, there's one in front, do you see him? Although she is inside the intense light, Yu Yu's mental power is very strong. After all, she cultivates the nether moon and can sense that there are people in front of her. She suddenly shot out the sun-suppressing divine arrow in her hand. After the silver-white sun-suppressing divine arrow was shot out, it very quickly pierced through that person's body. The sun-suppressing divine arrow quickly turned into a silver-white chain and tied that person up. Success. Yu Yu said with a smile. I told you, this group of people have a lot of numbers. In a one-on-one fight, they are not their match at all. Just as she finished speaking, the person she had tied up suddenly exploded and turned into the shadow of a ferocious tiger that flew over. It's actually the Mad Sun Tiger race. Yu Yu said in fear. Xiao Yun quickly released the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda. Chapter 2599. After Qin Yun and Yu Yu entered the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda, tremors and explosions sounded out one after another. A large number of violent sun-divine tigers collided with the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda. The violent sun-divine tiger's impact is very strong. It is as if all the power in its body exploded out and collided with the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda. What is shocking is that this group of violent sun-divine tigers seem to all have divine monarch cultivation. What is this? Why is it so strong? Qin Yun can clearly feel that the pagoda is being attacked from all directions from inside the pagoda. This kind of movement is very frightening. It is as if the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda could be broken at any time. Yu Yu's expression is cold. She tightly held a saber flickering with red light and said, This is the violent sun tiger race. Is it very strong? Qin Yun's 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda has already been exposed. Furthermore, it is surrounded by a large group of violent sun-divine tigers. From time to time, a few violent sun-divine tigers would attack, causing the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda to shake and rumble. And Yu Yu slowly nodded. She looked outside with a grave expression and asked, Can the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda hold? If not, we'll kill our way out. It can. Qin Yun is very confident in the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda. Even if it can't, he can immediately strengthen it. Although Qin Yun said he can, Yu Yu did not relax. As if facing a great enemy, she tightly gripped her saber. What is the origin of this violent sun tiger race? Qin Yun asked. He knew that the group of violent sun-divine tigers are very strong, but he felt that they are just SOSO. From the violent sun-divine realm. They are the only rulers of the violent sun-divine realm. The clan emperor of the violent sun tiger race is also one of the few who possesses a complete divine king heavenly seal. Of course, now that they are here, the divine king heavenly seal is useless. Yu Yu said, How do you know this group of guys so well? Have you come into contact with them before? Qin Yun heard that the clan emperor of the violent Sun Tiger race possesses a complete divine king heavenly seal and is quite amazed. Our 9 Sun Divine Maidens' mission is to frequently deal with these guys from the divine realm. We 9 Sun Divine Maiden are the most difficult to deal with. And the most difficult to deal with. I didn't expect them to evolve so fast, to be able to transform into humans so quickly and even become so similar. I couldn't tell before. You clearly fought with the mad Sun Tiger race before. Qin Yun said, Sister Yu, leave them to me. Weren't Divine Monarch Jiang Xian and Sky Demon Divine Monarch from the 9 heavens, as well as the White Sun Elf Emperor from the White Sun Divine World, very arrogant previously? In the end, I killed them all. Yu shook her head and said, This group of Wild Sun Tiger Clan is different from them. The strength of the Wild Sun Tiger Clan was that their souls had fused together with the souls of the descendants of the Divine Sun. Their souls are immortal. What? Qin Yun's expression also changed. He finally understood why Yu is so cautious. Of course, their situation is similar to that of the Bright Moon disciples. Their souls need to return to their Quangyang mountain and find their mother's womb to reincarnate. Only then can they be reborn. Yu said, They are hovering near the 4 divine suns. Clearly, they are preparing to occupy the 4 divine suns ahead of time. Qin Yun coldly snorted and said, We must not let them succeed. Yu shook her head and said, Xiao Yun, the outer layer of the 4 divine suns will definitely be occupied by the descendants of the divine sun. This is the fate of the divine sun. Only the inner region can last for a long time without being occupied by the descendants of the divine sun. If the Wild Sun Tiger Clan occupies the outer region of the 4 divine suns, then what will happen when the descendants of the divine sun come in the future? Qin Yun asked. I don't know. Maybe they will coexist or maybe there will be conflict. But no matter what, we can't stop them. Yu said. Quickly control the movement of the 9 Sun Heaven-raising pagoda. Ignore them. Qin Yun can only control the movement of the 9 Sun Heaven-raising pagoda and rush out of the encirclement of the Wild Sun Divine Tigers. The group of Wild Sun Divine Tigers also know that it is very difficult to break through the pagoda. They are not stupid, so they quickly gave up. Strange, they were always in tiger form. After transforming into human form, they actually concealed themselves so well. Your big sister Yang and I were unable to see that they are Wild Sun Divine Tigers. Yu is very puzzled. What exactly did they experience? It is definitely not a coincidence that they can suddenly evolve so well. If it was only 1 or 2 of them, it would make sense. But now there is a large group of Wild Sun Divine Tigers that have the ability to transform into human form. This means that there must be a power secretly helping them. Qin Yun also feels that it is very strange. Yu looked at the intense light outside, her expression became very distant and muttered to herself. Could it be the power from there? Where? Qin Yun quickly walked behind her and asked. The center of the heavens divine desolate. When Yu mentioned that place, her expression became even more solemn than before. Her eyes are filled with fear. Qin Yun promptly grabbed her hands and asked, Sister Yu, do you know what's in the center of the heavens divine desolate? Yu avoided Qin Yun's gaze and gently shook her head. Xiao Yun, don't ask so much now. Just focus on raising your cultivation and fight against the law enforcement realm first. I heard that the law enforcement realm has already entered the center of the heavens divine desolate. Qin Yun said. Yu's expression suddenly changed greatly. She shook her head and said, If the law enforcement realm really went in, then there will be a big problem. Why? Qin Yun asked. Yu clearly understands the situation there. Because there are many even more terrifying people in that place. If the law enforcement realm comes in contact with them, they might be able to learn even stronger divine techniques and become even more difficult to deal with. Yu sighed and said, It seems like the law enforcement realm's destiny is not over yet. Qin Yun said, Sister Yu Yu, I will definitely eradicate the law enforcement realm. Don't worry. I'm worried about you. Yu Yu shook her head. Our 9-son divine maiden is naturally not afraid of anything, but you have many enemies. Once you are exposed, you will definitely become a target. The Divine King Heavenly Seal in Qin Yun's hands is enough to make many people frantically fight over it. Sister Yu Yu, is my Divine King Heavenly Seal really that important? Even the people in the center of the heavens divine desolate want it? Qin Yun took out his hat and put it on. Since the violent Sun Divine Tiger has the soul of a Divine Sun descendant, it means that their soul attack is definitely not weak. And, if they come out, it will most likely be to fight over the Divine King Heavenly Seal in your hands. Yu Yu looked in the direction of the 4 divine sons and said, Your Divine King Heavenly Seal has not reached large success yet. Once it reaches large success, you will know. Qin Yun said with a smile. Aren't you very curious as to why the violent Sun Divine Tiger evolved? I'll catch one and ask. Wait for me here. After he finished speaking, he immediately flew out of the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda. Hey! Yu Yu shouted anxiously. However, Qin Yun has already disappeared. She doesn't know where he went. She stomped her feet and cursed in a low voice. That damn Xiao Yun, wait for you to come back, see how I'll take care of you. Qin Yun flew out while invisible. He opened his heavenly eye and saw that there are many people nearby. It is very suitable to hide in the intense light. After Qin Yun became invisible, even if his aura overflowed, it would be drowned out by the explosive energy wave of the 4 divine suns. These violent Sun Divine Tigers are in groups of 3 to 5. It seems like they also know that landing on the ground will be very dangerous. Qin Yun hugged the pill transformation heavenly furnace. He remembers that this pill transformation heavenly furnace has a certain devouring power. Ling Yun'er asked, Have they all turned into human form? After turning into human form, their aura weakened a lot. Moreover, they don't look that strong. Qin Yun said, Great Beauty Yun'er, let's join hands and inject the Nether Sun's devouring power into the pill transformation heavenly furnace. Let the furnace produce enough suction power to suck those guys in. Alright. Ling Yun'er replied. Qin Yun is also worried that the devouring power is not enough, so he pulled Ling Yun'er along. After he slowly approached the 3 violent Sun Divine Tigers, he promptly said, Begin! The pill transformation heavenly furnace suddenly became very big, like a huge black mouth. The moment the lid opened, the surrounding light fog rushed into the pill transformation heavenly furnace. Qin Yun promptly released supergravity and enveloped the 3 violent Sun Divine Tigers, reducing the gravity on their bodies to 0. In this way, the 3 divine tigers were swallowed by the pill transformation heavenly furnace along with a large area of light fog. Qin Yun closed the lid and said with a mischievous smile, What violent Sun Divine Tiger? In my eyes, it's no different from a kitten. I don't know what Sister Yu Yu is afraid of. Sister Yu Yu thinks you are still the weak Xiao Yun. Don't you remember? In the past, your cultivation was very low in front of her and your strength was very weak. Ling Yun'er giggled and said, It's time for you to show off your powerful might in front of her. Qin Yun properly stored the pill transformation heavenly furnace and used transcending sky step to take a few steps and returned to the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda. After he returned, he saw Yu Yu anxiously walking back and forth. When Yu Yu saw Qin Yun return, she fiercely rushed over and punched Qin Yun's chest. She said angrily, Why are you acting so recklessly? Ouch, it hurts so much. Qin Yun clutched his chest and said with a pained expression, Xiao Yun, are you alright? Did you get hurt outside? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Yu Yu also panicked and quickly said softly, It's alright, I'm not in pain anymore. Qin Yun suddenly grinned, Sister Yu Yu, I'm fine. Yu 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 is very angry. She is half dead from anxiety and Qin Yun is actually joking with her. The angry Yu Yu vigorously pushed Qin Yun against the wall. Then she leaned over and directly kissed Qin Yun's mouth, tightly hugging him. Qin Yun finally experienced how serious the consequences of Yu Yu's anger are. After Yu Yu kissed him for a while, she vigorously pinched Qin Yun's waist and said with a light snort, "Consider it your punishment. Don't tell your sister Yang." Qin Yun sat on a chair, crossed his legs and said with a smile, "Then Sister Yu Yu, please punish me a few more times. If there's a chance in the future, I'll let you see the side of me that is even more ferocious than your sister Yang." Yu Yu's fierce expression suddenly became somewhat charming. She walked over and pinched Qin Yun's face and asked, "Did you encounter any danger when you went out just now? Are you really not injured?" "I caught 3 kittens. I really don't understand, they are clearly a group of kittens. Why are you so scared as if you saw a ghost?" Qin Yun took out the pill transformation heavenly furnace and placed it in front of Yu Yu. Chapter 2600. Yu Yu heard the overlapping tiger roars coming from the pill transformation heavenly furnace and realized that Qin Yun has captured several violent Sun Divine Tigers. Is this really the mad Sun Divine Tiger? Yu Yu doesn't dare to believe it because in her eyes, the mad Sun Divine Tiger is very difficult to catch. She could defeat a few frenzy Sun Tigers, but it would not be that easy to catch them, unless she beat them half to death. With so many wild Sun Divine Tigers outside, once they start fighting, they will definitely be besieged by the tigers. It was extremely difficult to capture a few mad Sun Tiger without anyone noticing. I already said, these guys are as easy to catch as kittens. Qin Yun said with smile. If you don't believe me, I will go out and catch a few more. Enough. Yu Yu hurriedly pulled him back and said, "Release one and interrogate it." She realized that she had underestimated Qin Yun. Although she knew that Qin Yun had killed a supremacy of all heavens and provoked the law enforcement world, in her eyes, Qin Yun still needed the 9 Suns Divine Maiden's protection. Qin Yun opened the lid of the pill transformation heavenly furnace and a violent energy wave surged out from inside the pill transformation heavenly furnace. This caused Yu Yu to be alarmed as if she is facing a great enemy. She tightly gripped the sun-suppressing divine arrow. "Don't be afraid, they won't be able to come out." Qin Yun took out the heaven locking chain and placed it inside the pill transformation heavenly furnace. He controlled the heaven locking chain to trap a violent Sun Divine Tiger. There was also space inside the Dan melting heavenly furnace, and there was also a very strong devouring force. Even if the lid was opened, it would not be easy for the souls and powerful creatures trapped inside to break free. Qin Yun grabbed the heaven locking chain and sensed a very strong divine power being transmitted from it. This guy is quite strong. Qin Yun gripped the heaven locking chain tightly and frowned slightly. Yu Yu walked over and grabbed the heaven locking chain with both hands and said, "I'll help you." A burst of spatial fluctuation appeared at the mouth of the pill transformation heavenly furnace. A wild Sun Divine Tiger with the size of an elephant was pulled out from the space inside the pill transformation heavenly furnace by Qin Yun and Yu Yu. The heaven locking chain penetrated into the wild Sun Tiger God's body and extended like a tree root. It could be said that it had completely sealed the wild Sun Tiger God's body. The frenzied Sun Divine Tiger could only let out a series of roars, and was unable to attack. After Qin Yun shrunk the pill transformation heavenly furnace, it covered the violent Sun Divine Tiger's head like a hat, preventing its soul from escaping. "Can you understand human language?" Yu Yu grabbed the heaven locking chain and pulled it vigorously and asked. Mad Sun Divine Tiger spoke in human language. His voice was coarse as he angrily said, "You damned humans, I will tear you to shreds." It is unknown what divine power Yu Yu released, but after the heaven locking chains entered violent Sun Divine Tiger's body, it caused violent Sun Divine Tiger to scream in pain. Why did you chase us before? What is your goal? Yu coldly asked. Her eyes and voice are filled with dense fierceness. The mad sun tiger god tiger was still roaring in pain. The 9 suns heaven-raising pagoda was soundproof, so no matter how loud he roared, it would not be transmitted outside. This divine sun belongs to us, no one is allowed to approach it. If you get close, then you must die. Mad sun divine tiger roared, You bunch of mouse men, you're not digging holes in the ground. You're courting death by coming near the divine sun. Qin Yun and Yu find it somewhat funny. It turns out that this group of mad sun divine tigers look down on humans so much. Yet they want to transform into human form. You guys are really arrogant, Yu said with sneer. Since we humans are so weak in your eyes, didn't you also fall into our hands? Ah. You humans are as numerous as ants. It's normal for 1 or 2 of you to be stronger than us. Mad Sun Divine Tiger laughed loudly and said, What's more, we are the weaker ones in the Mad Sun Tiger race. If you face our Mad Sun Tiger Emperor, in less than 3 moves, your body and bones will be crushed and your soul will scatter. When did you learn to transform into human form? Yu asked again, Did someone teach you? Logically speaking, guys like you should disdain transforming into human form, but why do you want to transform? What does it have to do with you? Mad Sun Divine Tiger has a violent temper. Just as he finished speaking, he immediately shouted in pain. He seems to have forgotten that he has fallen into Yu and Qin Yun's hands. He doesn't know how to restrain himself. After being tortured by Yu's peculiar divine power for a while, this mad sun divine tiger became a lot more obedient and his voice became much weaker. Do you remember the question I asked you before? I don't want to repeat it again. Quickly answer me, Yu said. Mad sun divine tiger's body flashed with intense light and transformed into human form. However, the heaven-locking chains are still inside his body and his head is still holding onto the Dan transformation heavenly furnace. I can't say, I said, my soul will be tortured forever. Mad Sun Divine Tiger shouted in a trembling voice. Yu looked at Qin Yun and spread out her hands and said, This guy's soul has contract power, I can't do anything about it. Even if I kill him, he won't say it. I am undying. Mad Sun Divine Tiger shouted. Qin Yun drew a set of runes in the air and inserted them into Mad Sun Divine Tiger's soul. Xiao Yun, what are you doing? Is it useful? Yu asked. I don't know, I'll give it a try. Qin Yun walked over and placed his hand on Mad Sun Divine Tiger's head. Yu stood at the side and stared at Mad Sun Divine Tiger. The set of runes Qin Yun drew just now was also conceived by Qin Yun very early on. Along with the Nether Sun and Nether Moon totems, it is mainly to devour the contract soul power inside the soul. This way, there is no need to use the soul creation heavenly cauldron to refine the soul. However, this method has a very big drawback. It causes the soul to suffer greatly. This mad sun divine tiger roared in pain at this moment. The roar is very terrifying. Fortunately, it didn't last for long before it fainted. Xiao Yun, what's wrong with this guy? Yu doesn't know what Qin Yun is doing. However, she can see that Qin Yun's set of runes contain the aura of the Nether Moon totem. Yu has the Nether Moon totem. Qin Yun even created a small Nether Moon for her before, so she is very sensitive to the aura of the Nether Moon. I'm helping him erase the soul contract. Qin Yun's hand is still on the Mad Sun Divine Tiger's head. This is his first attempt. Is it really possible? Yu is somewhat astonished. Xiao Yun, I really didn't know you had mastered so many techniques. This is my first time trying, but I have rich experience, I should be able to succeed. Qin Yun closed his eyes, released his formidable mental power, and entered the Mad Sun Divine Tiger's soul. He directly used the soul refining technique. Coupled with the assistance of the runes from before, he succeeded very smoothly. When this guy wakes up, I can ask him. Qin Yun wiped his sweat and said with a smile, To be able to succeed on the first try, your luck is pretty good. Yu is somewhat worried and said, "This mad sun tiger race is outside the fourth divine sun, maybe they are being instigated by someone. Could it be that the central region of the heavens divine desolate has already begun to recruit troops and by horses? They have begun to make arrangements to contend for hegemony in the heavens divine desolate? Qin Yun feels that this is a possibility. I don't know. In short, that place is very mysterious and terrifying." Yu shook her head and said, "Even our 9-sun divine maiden doesn't know much about that place. We only know a little bit." Qin Yun drew out divine power from the 9-sun divine spirit's little white divine sun and entered it into the mad sun divine tiger's body. It can help it wake up quickly. No matter how strong they are, if they dare to have any ideas about my divine king heavenly seal, I will definitely let them know the consequences of opposing me. Qin Yun is not afraid at all. He is currently cultivating the Tao of Imperial Heaven. Not long after, the mad sun divine tiger woke up. Although he has transformed into human form, his body can still erupt with very strong divine power. Previously, he fainted because of the pain. Now that he has suddenly woken up, he erupted with a great commotion and let out an angry shout. "I erased the contractual soul power from your soul. There is no power that can restrict you now. Quickly tell us who taught you to take human form." Qin Yun said. You really did it?" The mad sun divine tiger jumped in fright. He immediately closed his eyes and probed the situation inside his soul. Not long after, he is completely sure that there is no contractual soul power imprisoning his soul. To be able to erase the contractual soul power inside his soul, it means that he has mastered many methods to deal with souls. This caused the mad sun divine tiger to tremble in fear. "Quickly speak. The person in front of you can destroy the soul of a divine sun descendant." Yu threatened, "If you don't cooperate, you will be tortured to death by him at any time." "Impossible!" The mad sun divine tiger shouted loudly. "The soul of a divine sun descendant is immortal and indestructible. No one can destroy the soul of a divine sun descendant." Qin Yun took out the spirit creation heavenly cauldron and took out a white soul from inside the cauldron. As if he is grabbing a cloud and mist, he shook it in front of the mad sun divine tiger and said, "You should be able to tell whose soul this is, right?" The mad sun divine tiger immediately realized that this is the soul of a divine sun descendant. However, it doesn't have any consciousness. The soul's memories and personality have been completely erased. I'll speak. The mad sun divine tiger said with a trembling voice. Qin Yun is very experienced in dealing with divine sun descendant. They believe that their soul is immortal and indestructible, so they are always fearless. At worst, they can be reborn. And once they know that someone can erase the memories of their soul, their reaction is almost the same. It's the method that the 9-sun tiger race taught us to transform into human form. The mad sun divine tiger said, "The 9-sun tiger race is at the center of the divine desolate. They call that place the 9-sun holy land." This reminded Qin Yun of the Sun Holy Land. In the past, every great desolate had a Sun Holy Land. The current divine desolate is no exception. "Can't they come out?" Yu's expression became solemn. "Temporarily not. I only know that there are many powerful beast races inside the 9-sun Holy Land. Dragon, tiger, vermilion bird, black tortoise, qilin, heavenly lion, and so on. Humans are like ants in front of them." The mad sun divine tiger said, "Of course, there are also powerful humans, but those humans are completely different from you. They only have the appearance of humans. As for what they are, we don't know." Qin Yun and Yu looked at each other. This is the first time they learned about the situation in the center of the divine desolate. That place is actually called the 9-sun Holy Land. "Did they let you occupy the 4 divine suns?" Yu asked again. Chapter 2601. Qin Yun is puzzled. The fourth divine son actually attracted this kind of dispute. Wait, why do they want to occupy the fourth divine son? According to the situation of the previous three divine sons, there should be divine son descendants inside the 40th world divine Sunday. Is there a need for you to occupy it? Yu asked doubtfully. Although she is about to enter the core of the four divine sons, she doesn't understand the situation inside. Mad Sun Divine Tiger shook his head and said, "This 40th world divine son is somewhat different. Ordinary divine son descendants can't survive inside for a long time and also can't reproduce through this myriad realms divine son. Therefore, everyone wants to occupy it." Qin Yun and Yu are extremely shocked. There is actually a divine son that divine son descendants can't obtain. Is this true? Qin Yun hurriedly asked. It's true. After the souls of divine son descendants enter, they can't absorb the divine power of the four divine sons. Over time, their souls wither and become weak, so they can't survive on it for a long time. Mad Sun Divine Tiger said, "This is confirmed by many divine son descendants." Oh, why is it like this? Qin Yun is inside the nine-sun heaven-raising pagoda. He looked towards the direction of the myriad realms divine sun and felt greatly surprised. Mad Sun Divine Tiger said, "I heard from the elders in the clan that it might be related to the process of the birth of this divine sun, because the 40th world divine sun was created by a mouse king named Qin Yun. When he created this 40th world divine sun, I don't know what he did, but it caused the souls of the divine sun descendants to be unable to survive." Yu looked at Qin Yun in shock. She knows that Qin Yun used a large number of law enforcement realms' small divine sons as a foundation to create the 40th world divine Sunday. However, she never expected that it would make it impossible for the divine sun descendants to survive on it. Why is Qin Yun the Mouse King? Yu finds it somewhat funny and looked at Qin Yun. Because he is one of the stronger mouse men and is even a divine king. We all call him Mouse King. Mad Sun Divine Tiger snorted. This Mouse King's actions always go against the heavenly Tao. Sooner or later, he will suffer retribution. Yu looked at Qin Yun with a grin and asked, "Mouse King, why is the 40th world divine sun you created so special?" Qin Yun treated Mad Sun Divine Tiger as a cat, but Mad Sun Divine Tiger treated Qin Yun as a mouse. Yu found it very funny. Hearing Yu's words, Violent Sun Divine Tiger looked at Qin Yun in shock. "Little kitty, the person in front of you is the Mouse King Qin Yun you spoke of," Yu said with a smile. "Little kitty, you actually fell into the Mouse King's hands. How do you feel?" This. "Sir, spare me." This wild young divine tiger immediately became terrified. He begged and shouted. He is truly afraid that his memories will be erased by Qin Yun. Apart from the Mad Sun Tiger race and the Sun Dragon race, are there any other races coming? What about the Sky Lion race? Asked Qin Yun. The Heavenly Lion race will also come, but they are allies with the Sun Dragon race. Wild Sun Tiger God hurriedly replied respectfully, "That's right, there is also the race in the Three Gods Sun Core region. It is said that it is a fairy race. They are also very powerful. If they come, they will definitely be standing on the Sun Dragon race's side." The core region of the Three God Suns had indeed given birth to a spirit. Qin Yun is not surprised because he guessed it before. He just did not know how strong the Sun Fairies are. Yu said, "It seems like the situation inside the fourth Divine Sun is definitely not like the previous three Divine Suns. When Qin Yun created the 40th Universe Divine Sun, he added his Imperial Heaven Divine Power. However, he did not expect it to have such an effect. If he had participated in the birth of the Myriad Realms Divine Sun later, he would not have become the cradle of Divine Sun descendants. Sister Yu, when you enter the core region of the fourth Divine Sun, you must bring me along." Qin Yun said, "Maybe the situation inside is very different. I can't guarantee that I can bring you along. Once the time is right, you will be sucked in. Even I can't control it. Yu shook her head, she can't guarantee it now. When the wild young divine tiger heard Yu's words, his expression changed again. He never expected that he would be so unlucky. Not only did he encounter Qin Yun, he even encountered the nine-sun divine maiden. He is certain that Yu is the nine-sun divine maiden. Only the nine-sun divine maiden can easily enter the core region of the divine sun. Xiao Yun, how are you going to deal with these guys? Yu asked. Erase their memories? After the wild young divine tiger heard this, he trembled in fear and promptly begged for mercy. There are still 2 wild young divine tigers inside the pill transformation heavenly furnace. They don't know what is happening outside. From time to time they would collide with the pill transformation heavenly furnace. They are very irritable. He's still useful. Qin Yun looked at the wild young divine tiger and said, Do you have a name? They all call me Huzi. Master Qin, don't erase my memories. Let me go. Huzi's body is bound by the heaven-locking chains, but he still tried very hard to make a kneeling posture. Huzi, sign a master-servant contract with me and I'll let you go, Qin Yun said. Oh, that's right, there are also your 2 brothers. Can you convince them? Yes, definitely. I will convince them to obediently become Master Qin's dog. Huzi hastily replied. Having his memories erased is no different from death. He is afraid of death, so as long as he can live, he is willing to do anything. When Qin Yun erases his memories, he needs to use soul loss due. He only makes some when he has free time. The main reason is that making them is rather troublesome, so he won't use them carelessly. Very soon after Qin Yun erased the soul power of Huzi's 2 companions, they signed a soul contract with him. Qin Yun took back the heaven-locking chains. Huzi finally escaped a calamity, and let out a long sigh of relief. Master Qin, how did you erase your memories? Huzi asked curiously. It's a secret technique of the poisoned sun divine race. Qin Yun said. Ah? So it was done by them, these guys. Huzi originally wanted to curse a few times, but he didn't dare to continue. Qin Yun looked at Yu and said with smile, Sister Yu, are you interested in going out for a stroll? With Huzi and the others covering for us, we won't be discovered. Alright. Yu very straightforwardly agreed. She is originally a woman who likes to seek excitement and adventure. Previously, she was worried about Qin Yun, but now that she saw that Qin Yun is even more awesome than her, there is nothing to worry about. She now understands why that little girl Xiao Yume always likes to go out with Qin Yun. It is because it is very satisfying and very exciting. Just like this, Qin Yun and Yu pretended to be members of the Mad Sun Tiger race. This is also very easy for Qin Yun. He used the Gemini Heavenly Rune inside the Gemini Treasure Mirror and cooperated with Nether Sun's duplication ability to extract divine power from Huzi and the others and then refine them into divine power Jade Pendant. Qin Yun and Yu each wore a divine power Jade Pendant. This way, they have very strong Mad Sun Tiger race's divine power aura. Huzi also said that there are also women in the Mad Sun Tiger race. However, after transforming into human form, they appear very weak and not as ferocious as Yu. When Huzi said that Yu is ferocious, he immediately sensed Yu's ferocious killing intent enveloping him. He shivered in fear. He secretly believes that Yu is much more ferocious than the tigress in their race. Huzi, have you entered the Sun Holy Land? How did you come into contact with the 9 Sun Tiger race? Yu asked. We have never entered. They used very powerful mental power to condense a primordial spirit and flew out of the 9 Sun Holy Land to pass on their power to us. Moreover, they directly signed a soul contract with us. They are truly very powerful. Huzi also felt fear when he spoke about the 9 Sun Tiger race. Their entire body is filled with very strong killing intent, as if they have killed many living beings. Aren't the 9 Sun Dragon race and the 9 Sun Tiger race on the same side? When Qin Yun heard that a powerful primordial spirit flew out, he concluded that the 9 Sun Tiger race's soul cultivation is extremely high. If Qin Yun can cultivate 9 heavenly spirits and 9 heavenly spirits, he can also do the same. They are not on the same side. An elder of the 9 Sun Tiger race said that within the 9 Sun Tiger race, the White Tiger race is the king and the Azure Dragon race is the king. There is no such division within the Black Tortoise race and the Vermilion Bird race. Huzi said, within the 9 Sun Tiger race, the White Tiger race is the highest class. Qin Yun sighed and said, it seems like the competition within the 9 Sun Holy Land is very big. I have to find the Sun Dragon race and ask. He knows the elder Yang Long Lingyu. He even gave him a sound transmission divine pearl. He secretly sent a message to Yang Long Lingyu, but he still did not receive a reply. Qin Yun and Yu Yu followed Huzi and the other 2 wild Sun Divine Tigers and formed a team. It is equivalent to a small team. They are wandering within the intense light mist. Suddenly, a shocking tiger roar can be heard. It is as if space is fluctuating. It is extremely terrifying. Our clan emperor is summoning us. Huzi said in low voice. Master Qin, are you sure you want to follow them? They might be preparing for battle. We won't participate in the battle, we are only going to take a look. If anything goes wrong, we will immediately leave. Qin Yun said. Huzi, if we hide, you won't be able to discover us. Yu Yu said with smile. Huzi and the other 2 are completely convinced because they were inexplicably captured by Qin Yun before. Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and saw many wild Sun Divine Tigers rushing towards the direction of the wild Sun Tiger Emperor's roar. Qin Yun and Yu Yu followed them and were not discovered by the other wild Sun Divine Tigers. After going over, Qin Yun sensed the aura of other experts. Is it the law enforcement realm? Qin Yun is secretly astonished. The law enforcement realm also came. Wild Sun Tiger Emperor, with just your little bit of power, you want to compete with us for the 40th World Divine Sun? The person who spoke is an old man. He is an expert from the law enforcement realm. Law enforcement realm, aren't you all high and mighty? Why are you working for the people of the 9 Sun Holy Land? Wild Sun Tiger Emperor laughed loudly and said, don't underestimate our strength, otherwise you will suffer. The old man from the law enforcement realm laughed sinisterly and said, Wild Sun Tiger Emperor, this battle is not as easy as you think. The Divine Moon Alliance is also here. They are the biggest threat. Especially that Divine Moon Clan Emperor. Chapter 2602. If the Mystic Moon Alliance were to fight, it meant that not only Yu Shangyun, but Wang Haoyue, the Bright Moon Church Master, would also bring people. The current Mystic Moon Alliance was indeed not a weak force. Even the law enforcers were quite afraid of them and did not dare to provoke them. The greatest threat is the Sun Dragon race, the Heavenly Lion race and the Divine Sun Elves. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor sneered. Mystic Moon Alliance? What kind of waves can they stir up? That's where you're wrong. The Alliance Master of the Mystic Moon Alliance is the Empress of the Mystic Moon Clan. She is the 9 Heavens Goddess, Tian Shixiang. She has already inherited the Mystic Moon of the Heavens and can borrow the power of the Mystic Moon of the Heavens. The law enforcer said. Qin Yun agreed with the law enforcement realm elder's words. If Yu Shangyun succeeded in inheriting the Divine Moon of the Heavens and the strength of the Divine Moon of the Heavens would increase with each passing day, it would cause the entire Divine Moon Clan to become even more powerful. If they could control the power of the Mystic Moon, then the Mystic Moon Alliance would be almost invincible in the Mystic Moon. Law enforcers, who sent you? Which side of the 9 Sun sacred ground did you come into contact with? Wild Sun Tiger Emperor asked. He did not say that he was not afraid of the Mystic Moon Alliance. After all, the Mystic Moon of the heavens was still very strong. You don't have to worry about that. All you need to know is that we, the law enforcers, are determined to win this operation. If you don't want your precious body to be destroyed, you can either leave or join us. The law enforcement elder laughed loudly and said, Kwang Yang Tiger Emperor, I know you are not weak. However, once you lose your physical body, you will need at least a few decades to regain a new body. Violent Sun Tiger Emperor also laughed loudly and said, That's where you guys are wrong. The Nine Yang Tiger race has taught us a secret technique that allows us to regenerate our bodies even faster. As for you guys, your bodies are just shells, not your real bodies. You can't experience the joy of having a real body. Aren't you afraid that your bodies will be destroyed? The law enforcer's voice suddenly turned cold. The violent Sun Tiger Emperor smiled and said, The ones who should be afraid should be you guys. I want to see how much of your tattered body you have. Do you really want to start a war with us here? The law enforcement elder sneered. Once we start a war, you will definitely lose. I know you have more people, but even if we lose, you won't be any better off. The mad Sun Tiger Emperor wasn't afraid of the other party's threat. The law enforcement elder sneered. You will regret it. Mad Sun Tiger Tharch laughed heartily. Come on, quickly make us regret it. You're just a weakling who doesn't dare to use your mouth. Come and try hitting me. There were many descendants of the god's son on the law enforcement world side, and the souls of the violent Sun Tiger Tharch and the others were undying and indestructible. If they hurt each other, everyone's physical bodies would be destroyed. In the end, it would only benefit the Mystic Moon Alliance and the Sun Dragon Clan. Kwang Yang Tiger Emperor, I'll tell you another piece of news. The Sun Dragon race and the Mystic Moon Alliance would join forces. They would enter the four divine suns together. Do you think you are a match for them? The law enforcer clearly didn't dare to make a move against the raging Sun Tiger clan. Once both sides suffered, they would lose to the Mystic Moon Alliance. Even if we can't beat them, we won't let them have an easy time. Violent Sun Tiger Emperor snorted. It's best if both sides suffer. The old man from the law enforcement realm laughed. Sick chickens of the law enforcement world, you wanted to force us to join you and be your underlings. Now you want us to form an alliance with you. Why didn't you tell us about the alliance earlier? Mad Sun Tiger Emperor was somewhat angry and shouted coldly, Are you looking down on us? The law enforcement world indeed somewhat looked down on this wild Sun Tiger clan previously. But in the end, the law enforcement world still chickened out and did not dare to clash head-on with the wild Sun Tiger clan. An alliance is beneficial to both of us. The old man from the law enforcer world didn't mention what had happened before. He smiled and said, As long as it's beneficial to us, let's not bother about the past. We have to look forward. The violent Sun Tiger Emperor didn't reply immediately. Instead, he was considering whether or not to form an alliance. The group of mad Sun Divine Tigers were all nearby, but none of them made a sound. They were naturally very unhappy with the law enforcement realm, but in the end, whether or not they would form an alliance was just a word from the mad Sun Tiger Emperor. The alliance between the law enforcement world and the violent Sun Tiger clan is not a good thing. Qin Yun and Yu do not wish for them to form an alliance. Huzi and the other two were gnashing their teeth. It seemed that they hated the law enforcers to the core. Hey, what happened to you guys? Yu asked. That damned law enforcement world. They wanted to enslave us before. They wanted us to be their mounts. Huzi cursed in low voice. We had brothers who were captured by them. Later on, we had no choice but to abandon our bodies and escape back. And because there was no evidence, this matter was left unsettled. Even if there is evidence, we can't do anything to the law enforcement realm. Qin Yun said with a frown, Your clan emperor is too useless. How can he tolerate his subordinates being used as mounts by others? Although you guys followed me, I never thought of making you so lowly. Master Qin, our clan emperor is also thinking about the overall situation. After all, going against the law enforcement realm means starting an all-out war with them. To be honest, only you, Master Qin, would dare to do such a thing. Huzi said. Qin Yun curled his lips and said, "Then why do you still say that I'm the Rat King?" Yu smiled lightly and said, "Xiao Yun, think of a way, don't let them form an alliance." Qin Yun thought for a moment and suddenly shouted loudly, "Clan Emperor, these people from the law enforcement realm are very cunning. Maybe after they finish using us, they will kick us away. Or maybe they will wait until we are riddled with scars from fighting, and then capture us to ride as horses." Speaking of being captured by the law enforcement realm as horses, the group of wild sun divine tigers seemed to have been ignited. Divine power accompanied by anger suddenly rushed over from all directions. The matter of being used as horses indeed made many wild sun divine tigers hate the law enforcement realm to the bone. After all, they are all very arrogant. They are powerful wild sun divine tigers, but they are treated as perfect mounts by the law enforcement realm. In the law enforcement realm, there are indeed people who use taming wild sun divine tigers to show off. This is what the wild sun divine tigers said after they escaped. The captured wild sun divine tigers were abused to the point of giving up their bodies and escaping. Their bodies would also be used by the law enforcement realm to refine their bodies. Qin Yun's words earlier caused 1,000 ripples. Many wild sun divine tigers furiously cursed the law enforcement realm's people, as if they would attack at any moment. After some observation, Qin Yun discovered that there aren't many law enforcement realm people. If the wild sun tiger race went crazy, they could still defeat this group of law enforcement realm people. The law enforcement realm only sent over 100 people. It can be seen that they are afraid of the wild sun tiger race going crazy, so they didn't dare to send too many people. Qin Yun took out the God King spear and opened his heavenly eye. In an instant, he locked onto the law enforcement realm old man hidden in the light fog. This is a leader and his strength isn't weak. He might be a 7-star divine heaven lord. Let's see how strong a level 3 divine universe gold bullet is. After Qin Yun's pill transformation heavenly furnace fused with the heavenly universe origin body, it turned into a heavenly universe divine artifact. It could refine high-level divine universe gold bullets even faster. He had previously tried to refine an even stronger divine universe gold bullet. Qin Yun used the God King spear and aimed at the law enforcement realm leader, then shot out a divine universe gold bullet. This divine universe gold bullet flew out and penetrated the layers of scorching and intense light fog, hitting the law enforcement realm old man's abdomen. Boom! With a loud sound, the divine universe gold bullet exploded, blasting open a hole in the old man's abdomen. Qin Yun is secretly alarmed. This level 3 divine universe gold bullet is actually unable to penetrate the old man's body. It can only create a bowl-sized hole in his body. This means that the old man's body is very strong and the divine power within his body is also not weak. After the sneak attack, the law enforcement realm people immediately became extremely angry and started cursing one after another. Kill! Mad Sun Tiger Emperor also knows that someone is secretly attacking. He is not sure if it is his Mad Sun Tiger race, but right now, he can only use all of his Mad Sun Divine Tigers to attack. If he is slow, the injuries on his side will become serious. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor rushed to the front and transformed into tiger form. His huge tiger claws immediately tore apart the bodies of a few law enforcement realm people. As for the old man leader, after his body was heavily injured by Qin Yun, his strength weakened a lot. His body was torn apart by a few old Mad Sun Divine Tigers. Qin Yun quietly went over and entered the chaotic battlefield. He secretly took away the souls of a dozen or so Divine Sun descendant. Among them is the leader's soul. He can use it for future experiments. He has always been thinking about how to make a kind of smoke that can make the souls of divine sun descendants become addicted and unable to extricate themselves. All of the mad sun divine tigers attack. There are a total of several hundred of them. Not long after, they annihilated more than 100 law enforcement realm people. Although the mad sun divine tigers are somewhat injured, their overall situation is still good. Our souls are also undying and indestructible. What's there to be afraid of? A mad sun divine tiger shouted. Right, this is how we should deal with them. Those bastards from the law enforcement realm, as long as we meet them, we will ruthlessly kill them. Clan Emperor, they treat us like horses, we will slaughter them like chickens. We are not afraid of our bodies being destroyed. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor has also come to terms with it. Although he will have to face the revenge of the law enforcement realm in the future, whether it is the massacre just now or now, it is incomparably comfortable. Of course, he is not stupid. He knows that someone is secretly pushing them to attack. This mad Sun Tiger Emperor is quite capable. He immediately discovered that there are 2 auras within the tiger group that are somewhat abnormal and immediately rushed towards Huzi. Huzi and his 2 companions sensed their clan emperor rushing over and secretly felt fear in their hearts. Yu tightly held Qin Yun's hand, indicating that Qin Yun should quickly run away. Not only did Qin Yun not run, his face is filled with a calm smile as he looked at the Mad Sun Tiger Emperor rushing over. After Mad Sun Tiger Emperor rushed over, he said in a deep voice, "Were you the one who secretly attacked just now?" Mad Sun Tiger Emperor, my 9 Sun Tiger race really did not misjudge you. You did well just now. Qin Yun patted Mad Sun Tiger Emperor's shoulder and said with a smile. So it's a senior from the Holy Land. This senior. Aren't you not allowed to leave the Holy Land? Mad Sun Tiger Emperor hastily and respectfully said. Our true bodies indeed can't come out, we can only borrow human bodies. Qin Yun lied without even blinking. He said with a faint smile, that's why the aura on our bodies is so strange. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor nodded and said, Senior, I saw you sneak into the chaotic battle just now and did not attack. Why is that? I am capturing the souls of the divine sun descendants. I can only capture about 10 of them. Qin Yun said. Chapter 2603. The souls of these violent sun divine tigers belong to a type of divine sun descendant soul, so they are very clear that this kind of soul is very difficult to capture. The fact that this senior in front of them can capture more than 10 of them, some of them are very strong, it is already not easy. With a few casual words, Qin Yun made the violent Sun Tiger Emperor believe that he came from the 9 Sun Sacred Land. Yu actually almost forgot that when Qin Yun was immortal King Fu Yun, he was very good at deceiving people. She was tricked by Qin Yun several times. Violent Sun Tiger Emperor, because I only came out with my primordial spirit and entered a very ordinary body, my strength is limited. Qin Yun said, if you need to engage in an intense battle, I'm afraid I won't be able to help much. Senior, we can understand this. You don't need to worry, our strength is not weak. If those bastards from the law enforcement world dare to provoke us again, we'll let them die no matter how many come. Violent Sun Tiger Emperor said very confidently. After the violent Sun Tiger Emperor transformed into human form, he has the appearance of a middle-aged man. He is tall and big and looks very majestic. His face is also very powerful, like a tiger's face. He is wearing a set of golden flame armor. The armor has the power of transformation. If the violent Sun Tiger Emperor transformed into tiger form, the armor would also change and cover his robust tiger body. Qin Yun swept his gaze and saw some injured violent sun divine tigers. They did not transform into human form, and under tiger form, a special kind of divine power emerged from their wounds. They are healing their injured bodies, but it seems like their speed is very slow. They are all injured. It's not serious, right? Qin Yun walked over and asked. It's not a problem. We obtained the 9 Sun Tiger race's body tempering divine technique. It can allow our bodies to recover even faster. Violent Sun Tiger Emperor said. Qin Yun shook his head. It's still too slow. Violent Sun Tiger Emperor said with smile. Senior, this is already very fast. Before we obtained the divine technique, we were even slower than this. Qin Yun walked over and released the white sun divine power from the 9 sun divine spirit. Then it flowed into his palm. He waved his hand and shot out a ball of white divine power and injected it into the neck of the injured violent sun divine tiger. This is White God Sun Power. Senior, could it be that you are from the White Tiger royal family? The mad Sun Tiger Emperor felt the power of the White Divine Sunday. His face couldn't help but be filled with terror, and he hurriedly knelt down on one knee. Please forgive me. I didn't know Senior was from the White Tiger royal clan. Qin Yun is stunned. Yu also raised her eyebrows in shock. Qin Yun pretended to be a member of the 9 Yang Tiger clan, yet he was mistaken as a member of the White Tiger royal clan. When Huzi saw how respectful their tribe emperor was to Qin Yun, he was given quite a fright. If not for the fact that they already knew of Qin Yun's identity, they would have thought that Qin Yun was really from the 9 Yang Tiger clan's royal family. It doesn't matter, I'm quite low-key. Qin Yun said lightly. Quickly get up. Thank you for your forgiveness, my lord. Violent Sun Tiger Emperor also saw how powerful the white sun divine power released by Qin Yun is. It immediately healed his little brother. As for the other wild sun divine tigers, they are now incomparably afraid of Qin Yun. Because even their race emperor is so respectful towards Qin Yun. Fortunately, Qin Yun didn't put on any airs and even helped them heal. This made them respect Qin Yun even more. Qin Yun finds it somewhat funny, because in the eyes of these wild sun divine tigers, his identity is like a rat king. And now, with a shake of his body, he actually became a member of the White Tiger royal clan. Qin Yun also has the White Tiger totem, Bai Si gave it to him. The White Tiger totem is on Bai Si's body. Back then, Bai Si voluntarily gave it to Qin Yun. Although she was a bit shy, she knew that the White Tiger totem was useful to Qin Yun. Therefore, she took off her clothes and let Qin Yun record it. Qin Yun suddenly felt that if he wanted to pretend to be a member of the White Tiger royal clan, it wouldn't be a problem at all. To all of the Tiger clan, the White Tiger clan was a supreme clan in their eyes. Bai Si always thought that there were no other white tigers, so she always felt very lonely. Qin Yun suddenly felt that it was necessary to go to the 9 Sun Holy Land and see if he could make Bai Si integrate into the White Tiger royal clan. Of course, this is a plan for the future. Qin Yun used the White Sun Divine power and quickly healed the injuries of the group of violent Sun Divine tigers. His speed is extremely fast, causing them to feel grateful again and again. Violent Sun Tiger Emperor, there are also humans who know how to use the White Sun Divine power. Why are you so sure that I am from the White Tiger royal clan? Qin Yun said with a smile. Senior comes from the 9 Sun Tiger race and possesses such strong White Sun Divine power. Naturally, you are from the White Tiger royal clan. Violent Sun Tiger Emperor said. Don't leak this matter out. I don't want other powers to know that we are participating in the fight for the 4 divine suns. Qin Yun waved his hand. Violent Sun Tiger Emperor promptly nodded and said, Senior, rest assured, I guarantee that this matter will not be leaked out. Qin Yun very satisfyingly grunted. Senior, the law enforcement world actually has a connection with the 9 Sun Holy Land. Which power is behind them? Violent Sun Tiger Emperor asked. The law enforcement world sent people into the Holy Land during the 10 days of Heaven's sealing. Qin Yun's ice-cold voice carried a faint might. No matter who is behind them, the law enforcement world is destined to be destroyed. He also wants to know which power is behind the law enforcement world from the Nine Sun Holy Land. Although he doesn't know much about the Nine Sun Holy Land, there is no harm in knowing a little bit in advance. Senior, then what should we do next? Sun Dragon Race, Heavenly Lion Race, Divine Sun Fairy Race and the Divine Moon Alliance, we are not their match. Violent Sun Tiger Emperor sighed and said, although my current strength is limited, I came here to guide you. You just need to listen to my arrangements. Qin Yun said, yes, Senior. Violent Sun Tiger Emperor suddenly felt a lot more at ease. The reason why he was hesitant to ally with the law enforcement world was because he knew that there are too many enemies, so he wanted to cooperate. Think of a way to contact the Sun Dragon Race and the Divine Moon Alliance and try to join them. With your current strength, it is indeed very difficult to occupy the four Divine Suns. Therefore, you only need to enter the four Divine Suns and have a certain area. Qin Yun said, but will they let us join? Violent Sun Tiger Emperor hesitated. He feels that it is somewhat difficult. How would we know if we don't try? Qin Yun said with smile. I believe that you will definitely be able to convince them. Of course, when the time comes, you must have a good attitude. Violent Sun Tiger Emperor nodded and said, yes, Senior, I will definitely succeed. Qin Yun said, let's go find them now. You should know where the Sun Dragon Race is, right? Violent Sun Tiger Emperor nodded his head, pointed to a direction and said, we already checked before, they are over there. Then let's go. Qin Yun said, I will hide and won't show my face for the time being. Violent Sun Tiger Emperor flew in front to lead the way. Qin Yun and Yu continued to stay with Erhuzi. Since they can't enter the four Divine Suns, Qin Yun is just blindly leading them. He feels that letting the Violent Sun Tiger Race join the Sun Dragon Race's side is not a bad thing. This way they can suppress the law enforcement world together. Qin Yun took out Yushang Yun's soul-chasing talisman to see if she is nearby. However, he discovered that her soul-chasing talisman has no reaction. What's going on? Could it be that she has a way to get rid of my pursuit? Qin Yun naturally does not believe that something has happened to Yushang Yun. The current Yushang Yun is very strong. He took out many soul-chasing talismans. He wanted to see which woman came together with Yushang Yun. He discovered that it is actually Yu Wulan and Xiao Xianqin. Yu Wulan can fight quite well and Xiao Xianqin's strength is also not bad. Moreover, they are both Divine Moon Heavenly Daughters. There are 5 Divine Moon Heavenly Daughters, Qin, Qi, Calligraphy and Dance. Yu Wulan is a dance, Xiao Xianqin is a zither and Yu Huaxue is a painting. Qin Yun knows all of them. Qin Yun has never seen Shu and Qi before. He only heard that these two are not good at fighting but are very strong in other aspects. They were personally nurtured by Yushang Yun and are different from the 5 kings. Second sister and Aunt Xiao shouldn't have been affected. Qin Yun was somewhat worried that because of his conflict with Yushang Yun, Yu Wulan and Xiao Xianqin would be neglected by Yushang Yun. The fact that Yushang Yun brought them to fight means that she values them greatly and views them as her left and right arms. Xiao Yun, after sister Shang Yun becomes stronger, she can get rid of the soul-chasing talisman's pursuit. Do you think she is deliberately trying to get rid of you? Ling Yun'er asked. It should be. Qin Yun sighed inwardly. Not long after, Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and saw that there are many figures in the intense and scorching light mist in front of him. They are moving back and forth and flying everywhere. There's a large group of people fighting ahead. Qin Yun promptly increased his speed and arrived beside Mad Sun Tiger Emperor with Yu. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor, there's a battle ahead. It should be the Sun Dragon Race and the others fighting. Qin Yun said. Is that so? Mad Sun Tiger Emperor stared ahead but he did not see anything. Because in the vicinity of the 4 Divine Suns, there is a very strong light mist everywhere. Furthermore, there are many berserk divine power energy waves surging out from the 4 divine suns. It is very difficult to sense the aura in the vicinity. This is a good opportunity. We can go over and help the Sun Dragon race retreat. This way, it will be much easier to join them. Qin Yun said, but the premise is that we have to figure out who their enemy is. Could it be the law enforcement realm? Mad Sun Tiger Emperor asked. No. Those guys from the law enforcement realm should be watching from afar. Qin Yun said with a sneer. These sinister fellows won't so easily start a war with the Sun Dragon race. Qin Yun suspects that there are other groups of people who want to fight over the 4 divine suns. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor immediately led a large group of Mad Sun Divine Tigers and flew over. Qin Yun and Yu are mixed in the group of tigers. They opened their heavenly eye to pay attention to the Sun Dragon race's enemies. After approaching, they can sense all kinds of auras. Big brothers of the Sun Dragon race, our Mad Sun Tiger race has come to help you. We are allies. Who are your enemies? We will immediately go and kill them. After Mad Sun Tiger Emperor entered the battlefield, he immediately transformed into his tiger form and roared. You guys aren't here to cause trouble, right? The one who spoke is the Sun Dragon race's clan emperor. Chapter 2604. Why would you be so kind? Scram. We don't need your help. Sun Dragon Emperor's voice sounded. Fierce Sun Tiger race, are you trying to take advantage of the chaos to attack us? This voice is very thick. It is the voice of Heavenly Lion Race Emperor. Heavenly Lion Race and Sun Dragon Race are allies. At this moment, they are fighting with unknown powerful enemies. The battlefield ahead is very chaotic. It can be seen that their enemies are not weak. Sun Dragon Race is very vigilant against Fierce Sun Tiger Race. Qin Yun previously learned from Fierce Sun Tiger Emperor that their tiger race has never had any contact with Sun Dragon Race before. From the Sun Dragon Race's attitude towards the tiger race, it can be seen that the Fierce Sun Tiger Race does not have a good impression of them. This means that the Sun Dragon Race must have known about the Fierce Sun Tiger Race through other means. Qin Yun immediately sent a sound transmission to Fierce Sun Tiger Emperor and said, It must be the law enforcement world guys who slandered your reputation before. Let Heavenly Lion Race and Sun Dragon Race hate you. This way, you can prevent them from joining you. Law enforcement world is a group of damned bitches, son of a bitch. Fierce Sun Tiger Emperor cursed a few times and asked, Senior, what should I do now? Just tell Heavenly Lion Race Emperor and Sun Dragon Emperor that this is a scheme of the law enforcement world. Then, you can lead your elite warriors in. Be careful not to accidentally injure Sun Dragon Race and Heavenly Lion Race. Qin Yun instructed Fierce Sun Tiger Emperor. Fierce Sun Tiger Emperor immediately did as he was told and shouted, 2 race emperors, did the law enforcement world bastards look for you before? To be honest, they also came to find our Fierce Sun Tiger Race and wanted me to join them to deal with you. We did not fall for their trick. These law enforcement world guys are very despicable. They knew that our Fierce Sun Tiger Race wanted to ally with you, so they sowed discord in advance. Whether you want our help or not, we will help you. The group of powerful enemies you are facing now are sent by the law enforcement world to deal with you. If you are annihilated, then our Fierce Sun Tiger Race will be annihilated. These words were also what Qin Yun told Fierce Sun Tiger Emperor. After Fierce Sun Tiger Emperor finished speaking, he brought 20 elite warrior squads in. Each squad has more than 10 Fierce Sun Divine Tigers, a total of 200, nearly half of the Fierce Sun Tiger Race. Huzi and the others were not elite warlords, so they did not follow them. Qin Yun and Yu also blended into the tiger horde and entered the battlefield. Sun Dragon Emperor and Heavenly Lion Race Emperor did not say anything else. Clearly, they had tacitly allowed Guangyang Tiger Race to come in and help. This meant that the group of strong enemies were really strong. After Qin Yun entered, Yu Yu held his hand the entire time. She did not allow Qin Yun to charge around. From her point of view, the most important thing was to enter the myriad world's divine Yang land. Sister Yu Yu, are there any divine moon clan women nearby? Qin Yun asked. After the crescent moon mark appeared, Yu Yu shook her head. This crescent moon mark is now ineffective, we can't sense each other. When did it stop working? Qin Yun asked. Before, this was the best method for the divine moon clan's women to communicate with each other. It was very useful. During this period of time, I suspected that there was a traitor in the divine moon clan, so Sister Xiang Yun controlled the divine moon clan to ban this technique. Yu Yu looked around and said with a frown, "It's all the auras of the Sun Dragon race and the Heavenly Lion race. Who didn't fight? The Divine Moon Alliance is not here, but they are definitely nearby." This is because Qin Yun sensed that Xiao Xianqin and Yu Wulan are nearby through the soul-chasing talisman. Qin Yun did not rush to the front, so he and Yu Yu did not encounter those mysterious powerful enemies. According to what he saw with his heavenly eye, they are a group of slightly larger people. The fierce Sun Tiger race has already rushed over and started fighting with those mysterious powerful enemies. The battle is extremely intense. They are a bunch of people who are not afraid of death. Don't worry, Yu Yu said in a low voice. We have to pay attention to those law enforcement realm fellows. They must be hiding nearby. Qin Yun is currently using his heavenly eye to search for the law enforcement realm people. It is impossible for the law enforcement realm to not know about the sudden outbreak of a great battle here. After a careful search, Qin Yun discovered that there is a very large bubble not far away. That bubble is hidden extremely well within the scorching light mist. Not a single bit of aura is emitted. It was with great difficulty that Qin Yun discovered a gigantic transparent bubble over there. The law enforcement realm fellows are over there. Qin Yun pulled Yu Yu and immediately flew over. They are quite far from the battlefield. Yu Yu said worriedly, "Little Yun, are you going to fight with them? There are quite a few law enforcement realm people who came. Previously, a group of them were killed by the fierce Sun Tiger race, and now, there is actually a large group of them hiding in the bubble." "Of course not, I'm too lazy to fight with them now," Qin Yun said. "I'll try and see if I can push them into the battlefield." At the same time Qin Yun flew over. His sound transmission divine pearl reacted. It is a message from Sun Dragon Ling Yu. "Little brother Qin, what's the matter?" Sun Dragon Ling Yu asked. "I was fighting earlier. Now that I'm injured and resting, I have time to reply to you." Sun Dragon Ling Yu actually participated in the battle. Qin Yun immediately asked, "Elder Ling Yu, what are you fighting with? The fierce Sun Tiger race went to help, you should be able to relax a little, right?" Right. How did you know? I only retreated to rest after those big silly cats joined in." Sun Dragon Ling Yu said. "Little brother Qin, are you also nearby?" "Yes," Qin Yun replied. "We are fighting with a group of beastmen who appeared out of nowhere. We suspect that they might have come from the center of the heavenly divine desolate land, but according to what we know, the living beings inside can't come out." Sun Dragon Ling Yu said. "If it's just beastmen, then it should be possible for them to leave the Nine Sun Holy Land." Qin Yun said. "Little brother Qin, you also know about the Nine Sun Holy Land?" After Sun Dragon Ling Yu finished speaking, he laughed and said, "I forgot about your ability. It's not strange that you know about the Nine Sun Holy Land. But then again, it's true that beastmen can leave the Nine Sun Holy Land, but they can't. How did they come out? It's very dangerous to enter and leave the Nine Sun Holy Land." Qin Yun said. "During the 10th day of sealing the sky, the law enforcement realm entered the Nine Sun Holy Land. It's possible that they brought them out." "That bunch of bastards!" Sun Dragon Ling Yu cursed in a low voice. "I wonder if they are nearby? In short, our scouts have investigated the surrounding area, but they have not found any trace of them." I found them and am heading over. I'll try and see if I can make them show up. Qin Yun warned. Elder Ling Yu, don't expose the fact that I'm here. I don't want to cause trouble. I know. Then you have to be careful. Sun Dragon Ling Yu is very assured of Qin Yun because only Qin Yun can make the law enforcement realm suffer a great loss. Qin Yun and Yu Yu are flying over and gradually approaching the large bubble. After approaching, they realized how big the bubble is. It can completely accommodate an entire city. Little Yun, do you have a way to burst this bubble? It looks very strong. Yu Yu looked at the huge circular bubble in front of her that is shrouded in light mist. The surface of the bubble is covered in light mist, but one can still see many runes under the light mist. They are like lightning, forming a super strong barrier. Qin Yun took out a square pole. It is truly the floating cloud pole formed by the 9-sun heaven holding pagoda. I'll give it a try, Qin Yun said. Originally, he planned to use the God King Spear, but the bubble is too big. Even if the God King Spear could pierce through it, it would only make a small hole. The bubble would definitely repair itself very quickly. Qin Yun took a deep breath and said, Sister Yu Yu, I'm going to take action. The commotion might be a little big. After I succeed, I might be a little weak. And I'll protect you. Yu Yu took out the sun-suppressing divine arrow. Qin Yun gripped the floating cloud pole tightly and poured in the nether sun's devouring power. The surrounding light mist suddenly surged over. The floating cloud pole gradually grew longer. Not long after, the other end became very thick and extended towards the bubble. The extended end is like a giant pillar that supports the heavens, crazily devouring the surrounding divine power. When it touched the bubble, the divine power accumulated inside burst out. Rumble! This loud sound shocked everyone, especially the Sun Dragon race and Heavenly Lion race, who are fighting. At this moment, they are all struck by the ferocious sound wave. Qin Yun's floating cloud pole stabbed over and really burst the bubble. After the bubble burst, the commotion was not small. An incomparably terrifying gale swept up a scorching light mist. It is like a wave of terrifying heat that surged in all directions. Yu Yu was already prepared. When she saw Qin Yun succeed, she immediately grabbed Qin Yun and flew away with him. Qin Yun consumed quite a bit of energy just now. No matter how fast he recovered, he still needed some time. While Yu Yu was flying away with him, she was able to help him recover quickly. Motherf *Ker, why are there so many law enforcers? Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and felt as if he had poked a beehive. A large number of law enforcers are densely packed behind him. There are at least tens of thousands of them. Qin Yun really poked a hornet's nest. The group of law enforcers are extremely furious. They are all running around, trying to find the person who broke their bubble. Of course, they did not know that it was Qin Yun. They all thought that a huge dragon was hiding in the dark to attack them. Qin Yun immediately contacted Sun Dragon Ling Yu and told him that the law enforcers are nearby. There are tens of thousands of them and told them to be careful. He also asked about the Mystic Moon Alliance. The Mystic Moon Alliance did not make a move. This is also why the Sun Dragon Emperor and the Heavenly Lion Race Emperor let them watch from the side. While Qin Yun and Yu Yu were flying, Qin Yun suddenly sensed a familiar aura. He was alarmed and said in a deep voice, "Not good, a big guy is coming." Big guy? What is it? When Yu Yu saw Qin Yun's reaction, she knew that the big guy coming over is very terrifying. Dark Kuan Pung. Qin Yun is very familiar with this aura. It is the Dark Kuan Pung of Yu Yao. Although it has not arrived near the 4 divine suns, the terrifying pressure has already attacked. Chapter 2605. The Dark Kuan Pung was huge. Fortunately, the 4 divine suns weren't small either. Otherwise, they would definitely be devoured. Although he couldn't see the Dark Kuan Pung yet, he could sense its terrifying aura. All the living beings near the 4 divine suns, be it the descendants of the divine sons or the sun dragons, had already sensed that an incomparably huge beast was approaching. Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and looked in the direction of the Kunpeng. After looking over, he saw an incomparably huge wall slowly moving over from afar. This won't do. If this continues, we will all be devoured. Qin Yun immediately took out a sound transmission divine pearl and contacted Luo Yaofeng. Princess Luo, are you with Imperial Yao Yao? Qin Yun asked. Brother Yun, are you near the 4 divine sons? What a coincidence! Luo Yaofeng immediately replied, I'm with her, on the back of the Kunpeng. Do you want to come over? Sun Dragon race and Heavenly Lion race are in the vicinity of the 4 divine sons. If the dark Kunpeng flies over, it will devour them, Qin Yun said. Yao Yao has no plans to go over for the time being. She said that she will only let the dark Kunpeng fly around the 4 divine sons and devour a bit of energy. Luo Yaofeng's words made Qin Yun feel much more at ease. Qin Yun said, Where did that woman come from? How much have you learned about her during this period of time? I'm not too sure either. I only know that she knows the law enforcement world very well. Luo Yaofeng said, I will continue to probe her. The approach of the dark Kunpeng alerted the law enforcers. They were very afraid of being swallowed by the dark Kunpeng, so they immediately dispersed. Qin Yun and Yu Yu returned to Erhuzi's side. Senior, a very powerful beast is approaching. Erhuzi was also trembling in fear as he looked in the direction of the dark Kunpeng. It's dark Kunpeng, it won't come in for now, Qin Yun said. Hearing Qin Yun say that it's the dark Kunpeng, the group of violent sun divine tigers were given quite a fright. Because in the world of beasts, the dark Kunpeng is very famous. Yu Yu looked at the 4 divine sons and suddenly said to Qin Yun, It's about to begin, I feel like it's coming. What? Qin Yun suddenly realized that the 4 godsons have matured to a certain stage. Qin Yun immediately held Yu Yu's lily-white hand tightly. However, flames suddenly overflowed from her body. Sister Yu Yu! Qin Yun shouted in alarm. He can no longer hold Yu Yu's hand, because her hand has already turned into a ball of flame. I'm fine, I'll wait for you inside. As Yu Yu spoke, her body transformed into a flame and charged towards the 4 divine sons. She was accepted by the 4 godsons. Entering the core of the 4 godsons in this state would be very safe and fast. Qin Yun originally thought that he would be able to sneak in with Yu Yu this way. Yu Yu left. Qin Yun can only enter the core region of the 4 divine sons by himself. He had entered the core regions of other myriad realms' divine sons before, so it was not too difficult for him. What worried him was the internal situation of the 4 godsons. This was because the 4 godsons were different from the other myriad realms' divine sons. The other myriad realms' divine sons all had descendants of the divine son, but not only did the 4 divine sons not have any, but they also made it difficult for the descendants of the divine son to adapt. Previously, there had always been a powerful barrier separating them from the 4 divine sons, making it impossible to approach the 4 divine sons. Not long after Yu Yu entered the 4 godsons, the barrier disappeared. It was also at this moment that the 4 spirit sons seemed to suddenly expand. Everyone nearby suddenly felt a scorching wave of air surging over. The 4 godsons are expanding. Through the heavenly eye, Qin Yun can see through the intense light that the surface of the 4 godsons is expanding. One of the myriad realms' divine sons suddenly becoming bigger means that it is evolving. And such a big increase must be caused by the myriad realms' divine sons devouring a lot of energy. This energy was devoured by the myriad realms' divine sons from other spaces. Most of them are the divine sons of the God world that are on the verge of destruction. They were devoured by the myriad realms' divine sons using a mysterious method. The temperature of the expanded 4 godsons is extremely high. The people who can come here are all very strong and can resist this kind of super high temperature. Even Qin Yun can feel a burning pain in his body. This kind of heat can penetrate all kinds of defenses and flesh, causing the blood in a person's body to boil up. Before the four godsuns expanded, it would still take some time to fly to the surface of the divine sun. And now, Qin Yun and others are not moving at all. They can feel that the surface is gradually approaching them. That's because the four godsuns are rapidly expanding. The sudden change of the four godsuns caused the battle to stop. It's impossible to monopolize such a big divine sun. Qin Yun now knows that the four godsuns are very different from the other three myriad realms' divine suns. He hastily rushed to the surface of the divine sun. The surface of the four godsuns is different from the other myriad realms' divine suns. The other myriad realms' divine suns have golden white crystal shell, while the four godsuns have golden red crystal shell. The surface of the four godsuns is very hot. The Law Enforcement Realm, Divine Moon Alliance, Sun Dragon Race, Heavenly Lion Race, Divine Sun Fairy Race and Violent Sun Tiger Race all immediately landed on the four godsuns. During the chaos just now, that group of powerful beastmen suddenly disappeared. Only Qin Yun discovered that after the Law Enforcement Realms group rushed over, the group of beastmen gradually decreased. This means that the group of beastmen was indeed released by the Law Enforcement Realms people. Moreover, they obtained them from the Nine Sun Holy Land. The Nine Sun Holy Land has a power inside it. Providing this kind of beastman army to the Law Enforcement Realm means that the Law Enforcement Realm and the power inside the Holy Land have a very close relationship. Qin Yun informed Yang Long Lingyu of this discovery and asked him to pass it on to the Sun Dragon Emperor. Qin Yun also contacted Luo Yaofeng and learned that the Imperial Demon General will land on the surface of the four godsuns. The Dark Koan Pung will continue to roam around the four godsuns. The Dark Koan Pung was originally invited by the Myriad Realms Divine Sunday. Now that it is wandering around and absorbing energy, it is very normal. Qin Yun continued to hide among the Mad Sun Tiger race. He did not stand beside the Mad Sun Tiger Emperor so that he would not be so eye-catching. The Bright Moon Sect Master Wang Haoyue suddenly waved his hand and threw out a translucent dome that enveloped them. Upon closer inspection, the dome is in the shape of a half-moon and has an extremely strong defense. That group of beastmen was created by those people from the Law Enforcement Realm. The Mad Sun Tiger Emperor said, "Everyone, I, the Mad Sun Tiger Emperor, sincerely want to join you and join hands with you to fight against the Law Enforcement Realm." Just now, the Mad Sun Tiger race fought with all their might. The Sun Dragon Emperor and the others also saw it. The Sun Dragon Emperor, the Heavenly Lion Race Emperor, the Divine Moon Race Emperor, the Bright Moon Sect Master and the handsome golden-haired middle-aged elf suddenly became silent. They are communicating mentally, discussing whether or not to let the Mad Sun Tiger race join. After a while, the Sun Dragon Emperor said, "We can let you join, but you must promise not to become enemies with us. This requires us to sign a soul contract with you as a guarantee." "No problem." The Mad Sun Tiger Emperor immediately agreed. In the current situation, even if Qin Yun did not say anything, he would still join. If he wandered around here alone, he might be played to death by the Law Enforcement Realm. Qin Yun secretly looked at Yu Shangyun. She is wearing armor as usual and her head is covered by a helmet. It is impossible to see her appearance and she rarely speaks. However, the faint might from her body gives people a very oppressive feeling. The Sun Dragon Emperor and the Heavenly Lion Race Emperor are also very domineering and powerful, but they look somewhat inferior to Yu Shangyun. The Divine Sun Fairy Emperor and Wang Haoyue look very gentle, but the power hidden in their bodies is also unfathomable. Of course, the Mad Sun Tiger Emperor is not that weak in front of them. Qin Yun secretly suspected that this group of big shots must have just passed the Shin Tian Monarch stage. Everyone is in a completely new realm. Whoever has a higher comprehension ability will have a stronger grasp on the power. Qin Yun really wanted to go and greet Xiao Xianqin and Yu Wulon, but now is not the time. He did not want to be discovered by Yu Shangyun. You bunch of fellows are really lawless. The 40th realm godson belongs to our law enforcement realm, don't you know that? An old man's voice came out like a bell. A red sound wave visible to the naked eye rushed over and directly broke the dome that Wang Haoyue had released. The people from the law enforcement realm finally appeared. They floated in the sky. There were tens of thousands of them, and their aura was extremely vast. They were high up in the sky, looking down from above. Their eyes were immediately filled with disdain. 11th to 18th gate, you guys have finally appeared. I thought that you guys were afraid of the alien void race, so you guys have been hiding. The Sun Dragon Emperor laughed heartily. Now that you guys have finally appeared, aren't you afraid that the alien void race will do something to you? The current alien void race is not as good as before. And we are far stronger than we were back then. The old man laughed loudly and said, Sun Dragon Emperor, you were born from the ancestral god Sunday. Your entire Sun Dragon race is like a little doll in our eyes. You better watch your words. 18 sect leaders in this world, what matters is strength, not seniority. The Sun Dragon Emperor sneered. If your law enforcement realm was really that strong, you wouldn't have been provoked by that brat Qin Yun. Speaking of Qin Yun, the group of people from the law enforcement realm were all very unhappy. Qin Yun is not a little brat. This guy might be older than us. The 18 sect leaders snorted coldly. Just you wait and see. Sooner or later, Qin Yun will die tragically in our hands. At that time, we will definitely invite you to come and watch how we torture him to death. The 18 sect leaders looked at Yu Shangyun and changed the topic. Emperor of the Divine Moon Clan, congratulations on controlling the Divine Moon of the heavens. However, you have also lost 5 kings. Sigh, I really feel sorry for your 5 dukes. They were all killed by that bastard Qin Yun. Shut up. Yu Shangyun's voice came out, and a cold killing intent that caused one's back to turn cold spread out. Qin Yun didn't do anything. You're still defending him? The 18 sect leaders laughed loudly. Emperor of the Divine Moon Clan, Emperor of the Divine Moon Clan, if you were the Tian Shixiang from back then, you would have definitely killed that bastard Qin Yun. Chapter 2606. The 18th sect leader saw that Yu Shangyun was very angry, but he was not afraid at all. He still laughed out loud and said, Tian Shixiang, oh Tian Shixiang, you know better than anyone that you can't do anything to us from the law enforcement world. Of course, even if you can make a move, you can't do anything to us. Darch of the Divine Moon Race, don't lower yourself to their level. Wang Haoyue said solemnly, they are purposely provoking you to attack, to disrupt our unity. Qin Yun was infuriated. The 18th sect master had slandered and insulted him several times. He could only grit his teeth and endure it. After all, it was not a good time to make a move. Furthermore, there were many people from the law enforcement world. The anger on Yu Shangyun's body had yet to dissipate. It could be seen that she was also very angry. Tian Shixiang, the Divine Moon Clan has received the protection of the Mother Moon. Mu Yu is our law enforcement realm's law enforcement great sovereign. If you go against our law enforcement realm, it will be the same as going against her. The 18th sect master said with a smile. Wang Haoyue shouted, Mu Yu is already dead. Don't try to use her to threaten us. The 18th sect master smiled and said, the one who died was only Mu Yu's clone. The real Mu Yu is still in the law enforcement world. She is a descendant of the divine sun god. How could she die? Of course, there's something wrong with her doppelganger. That's why her personality is different. When Qin Yun heard this, he suddenly understood many things. The one they had come into contact with before turned out to be a clone of Mother Moon, and it was an independent personality. However, the real Mother Moon took back her personality, so it was equivalent to being dead. Just like Xian Rujing and Xian Lingxue, Star God and Yu Shutian, they all have clones, but these clones are independent personalities. For the Dark Moon and Blood Moon to be able to easily sneak into Mystic Moon Heaven City, it was clear that the Mother Moon had planted them a long time ago. Amami, you'd better be obedient and not fight with us. Otherwise, the entire Mystic Moon clan will be controlled by the Mother Moon. The 18th sect master sneered. In a sense, the Mystic Moon clan is also under the jurisdiction of the Enforcers. Wang Haoyue said, Law enforcement world, you should know better than anyone else that you are unable to completely control the entire Divine Desolate. If you become enemies with us, it won't do you any good. Even if we can't control Deity Desolate, we can still control you. The 18th sect master said, Tian Shixiang, you tolerated Qin Yun's rape and abuse of your 5 kings. You are not fit to be the Divine Moon Clan's empress. Hand over the clan emperor's authority. Otherwise, go and kill Qin Yun. What if I don't hand it over? Yu Shangyun said in a deep voice. Then I guarantee that the Divine Moon Clan will be in chaos. The 18th sect master said with a smile, We will produce proof and expose the atrocities of that bastard Qin Yun in the Divine Moon Clan. When the sisters in your clan see it, will they still trust you? Qin Yun couldn't take it anymore. He placed all the remaining talisman crystals in his hands into the God King's spear before shooting it at the group of enforcers in the sky. Bastards from the law enforcement realm, you are the beasts! Qin Yun furiously roared. A few huge pig heads appeared in the sky and charged towards the tens of thousands of law enforcement realm people. The people from the law enforcement world were densely packed in the air. They were from the 11th to the 18th gate. It could be said that they were the strongest of the 18 gates. However, they still found it difficult to defend against the heavenly pig roar, especially those with lower cultivation. Even Shen Tianjun was enveloped by those few pig heads. When the heavenly pig roar came out, everyone knew that it was Qin Yun. Back then, Qin Yun used the heavenly pig roar to kill many powerful Shen Tianjun from the law enforcement world. And now, a few heavenly pig roars attacked at the same time. This power is extremely terrifying. It exploded in the air, sound waves surged and a tyrannical divine power wave pressed down from the sky. The people standing on the surface of the 4 divine suns were attacked by the energy wave. They are incomparably alarmed. What caused them to be most alarmed is that the divine power aura is only at the Shin Tianjun level, but it is so strong. The heavenly pig roar is Heaven Destroyer's ultimate technique. Heaven Destroyer is currently only at the Shin Tianjun level, but his divine power is very strong. Although the 18th sect master and the other sect masters reacted very quickly and were able to immediately resist the power of the heavenly pig roar, there were still a large number of law enforcement world people whose bodies were instantly destroyed. There were tens of thousands of people just now, but now there are less than a few thousand left. After the souls of a large number of divine sun descendants lost their bodies, their souls floated in the air. Those balls of multicolored light are flying around randomly, they seem to be extremely terrified. Qin Yun, you are dead for sure, the 18th sect master shouted in anger. After Qin Yun used the heavenly pig roar, he immediately left and did not continue to stay in the group of tigers. The violent Sun Tiger Emperor is extremely shocked. The violent Sun Tiger Emperor is completely stupefied because the senior of the White Tiger royal race that he feared is actually Qin Yun. Of course, he doesn't dare to say anything now. Although he knows that Qin Yun is impersonating the White Tiger royal race, he is not angry. If Qin Yun did not help him, their violent Sun Tiger race would have definitely been cheated by the law enforcement world. Not to mention that they are now able to form an alliance with the Sun Dragon race. Qin Yun saw earlier that not only are those sect masters not afraid of the heavenly pig roar, they can even resist a small portion of the heavenly pig roar's divine power. This means that those sect masters are very strong. If the heavenly pig roar can't kill them, Qin Yun also doesn't have the confidence to destroy their bodies. He used the mysterious penetration divine ability to sneak into the golden red crystal. At the same time, he took out the sound transmission divine pearl to contact Tian Rue. Tian Rue, how much do you know about the 18th sect master? I want to know more about him. I want to play this old bastard to death. Qin Yun sent a message to Tian Rue. Law enforcement world, do you still want to compete with us for the 4 divine suns? The thousands of people above the Sun Dragon Emperor asked. If it was before, it would have been very difficult for the law enforcement world to contend against them. But in the blink of an eye, tens of thousands of law enforcement world have been killed by Qin Yun. Qin Yun is indeed the natural enemy of the law enforcement world. Every time, he always makes them suffer such a great loss. Everyone present, other than the people from the law enforcement world, secretly admired Qin Yun. Yang Long Ling Yu knew that Qin Yun was near the 4 divine suns. However, he never expected that Qin Yun would suddenly attack and cause such a huge loss to the law enforcement world. No wonder Qin Yun can master the heavenly pig roar. So it was released through the talisman crystal. The 18th sect master sneered and said, Sun Dragon Emperor, consider yourself lucky this time. Don't think that our law enforcement world will give up on the 4 divine suns just like that. Just you wait. The 18th sect master left with a heart full of anger. This time they suffered great losses. So many bodies were destroyed, and it will take a period of time to rebuild them. Qin Yun quickly passed through the outer shell of the 4 divine suns and arrived at the underground area. In other myriad realms' divine suns, there would be a large number of descendants of divine suns in this area. But right now, it is very empty, there are no living beings at all. Qin Yun let Yang Yang come out. Yang Yang can sense where there is a teleportation formation, so that he can enter the core area. Big brother, this myriad realms divine sun is very special. Yang Yang flew with Qin Yun and looked around. This is the outer area of the myriad realms divine Sunday. Looking up, one can see the golden red crystal shell. It is very bright and the ground below is also golden red crystal. How is it special? Qin Yun asked. Yang Yang can sense many things. I also don't know. In short, it's different from other myriad realms divine suns. Yang Yang said with a smile. The core area might be very strange. Although it is different from other myriad realms divine suns, Yang Yang can still quickly find a teleportation formation and bring Qin Yun to the core area. After entering the core area, Qin Yun and Yang Yang are extremely shocked. There is a huge golden red moon floating in the center of the core area. Other myriad realms divine suns have large fireballs floating in the center, they look like suns. But this myriad realms divine sun's core is a golden red moon. Why is it a moon? Yang Yang is very shocked and immediately flew over to investigate. Yang Yang, wait. Qin Yun immediately rushed over and grabbed the naughty little girl's collar. There might be danger, don't go over first. Qin Yun took out the Divine King Heavenly Seal. Just as he was about to release his mental power to investigate the golden red moon, he heard Yu Yu's voice. Xiao Yun, you finally came. Yu Yu said. There are no other dangers here, right? Qin Yun heaved a sigh of relief and asked, why is there a moon in this core area? I don't know either. It's indeed too strange. I was also very surprised when I came in. Yu Yu said, don't worry, it's very safe here. Yang Yang can play however she wants. Give me the Divine King Heavenly Seal. Qin Yun threw out the Divine King Heavenly Seal and let Yu Yu enter the Divine Sun's core. He and Yang Yang flew to the surface of the golden red moon. It is a golden red crystal and it is not hot at all. Instead, it is a bit cold. There's no more 9-colored waterfall. Yang Yang sat on the ground and let Qin Yun release Mo and Little Queen Ant to play together. Mo and Little Queen Ant, these two little fairies, are sitting on a large blue mushroom. It is the large mushroom formed by the inscription Fungus Mother. While Yang and her little friends are playing, Qin Yun is using his heavenly eye to carefully study the golden red moon. Sister Yu, I fought with the law enforcers outside not long ago and killed tens of thousands of them. Qin Yun told Yu what happened outside. It seems like the law enforcers have something on Sister Shang Yun's Divine Moon clan. This should be related to the Mother Moon. Yu sighed. Xiao Yun, if nothing unexpected happens, the law enforcers will definitely think of a way to get the 9 Sun Holy Lands to help deal with you. Qin Yun is not afraid and said, the law enforcers are only struggling at death's door right now. But then again, their law enforcement great venerables are still quite strong. The heavenly pig roar is not a threat to them. He is certain that the 18th sect master is one of the law enforcement great venerables. You have to think of a way to get the 50,000th world god sun out as soon as possible. The more divine sun you have, the stronger you will be. Yu said, also, you have to break through as soon as possible. At the very least, you have to have Shen Tianjuan's cultivation. Qin Yun has only just stepped into the Tao God realm. There are too many things happening recently, he is unable to calm down and cultivate. Chapter 2607. Yu is the 9 Sun Divine Maiden. Now that she is inside the core of the Divine Sun, Qin Yun believes that she might have sensed something else. I also don't know what's going on. Maybe it's related to the influence I received when I was born. Xiao Yun, weren't you the one who created these 4 divine suns? You should understand it better. Yu said, I also don't know what's going on. At that time, I acted according to my intuition and gathered all the small divine sons of the law enforcement world together. Qin Yun shook his head and said, this might be a variable. Wait until I can communicate with the 9 sons in the future, I'll ask them what's going on. Yu is inside the core, helping Qin Yun refine the Divine King Heavenly Seal. It will take some time to complete. No matter what, these 4 divine sons are very special. I wonder if the other myriad realms' divine sons will be the same. Yu said with a smile, although I don't know what's going on, it's definitely not a bad thing. The descendants of the Divine Sun are unable to survive in the myriad realms' divine sunland. This is an extremely good thing. If the other myriad realms' divine sons are like this, then the entire divine desolate will be a lot more peaceful. At least there won't be that many descendants of the divine sun. Qin Yun is also recalling the process of him creating the 4 divine sons. He doesn't feel anything wrong. Could it be because I used Imperial Heaven divine power? Qin Yun is not sure if this is the reason. In short, the 4 divine sons becoming like this must have a lot to do with the process of creation. Qin Yun studied the golden red moon for a while, but didn't discover anything. He can't find any traces of runes. Xiao Yun, the outside of these 4 divine sons is divine sun and the core is moon. This is a bit like the Sun and Moon Heart Sutra. Yu suddenly said. This made Qin Yun think of sun and moon radiance together. If it was just divine sun, no matter how strong it was, it would have a limit. If it could fuse with the moon, its power would increase even more. Qin Yun used the power of sun and moon radiance together to fight. That kind of power is indeed very terrifying. I'll figure it out later. Qin Yun sat on the ice-cold golden red crystal and sensed the aura of divine power. He didn't discover any aura of moon power. Sister Yu, this golden red moon doesn't have moon power. Qin Yun said, are you the only one who can sense it? Xiao Yun, this is a divine sun core. It looks like a moon, but it's not a real moon. Yu said with a smile. Moreover, this core should have just been formed. It's still very young. Qin Yun did not discover anything else. He said, I wonder what kind of creature will appear here. No matter what creature appears, I will always be their boss. Yu said. Although Qin Yun did not discover anything, he continued to circle around the golden red moon. He looked left and right. At the same time, he pondered if he should also create a moon core for the divine sun in his 9-sun divine spirit, allowing the sun and moon to shine together. Zi Qingqing, Shui Tianzi and Long Tianji, who are inside the 9-sun divine soul, have also come out to stroll around. They want to see what the core of the myriad realms divine sun looks like. This was the initial state of the core of the myriad realms divine sun, which made Zi Qingqing and the others feel that it was very magical. After Yu finished with the divine king heavenly seal, she immediately returned it to Qin Yun. Qin Yun held the divine king heavenly seal in his hand and sensed the feeling of the 4 myriad realms divine suns. Come back, we're going out. Qin Yun shouted, calling Yang Yang, Mo and the others back. Shui Tianzi and the others returned to the 9-sun divine soul. Yang Yang brought Mo and the others back and also entered the 9-sun divine soul. I'll send you out. Yu said. No need to send me outside the divine sun, I want to go to the area above. Qin Yun pointed upwards. All right. Yu immediately sent Qin Yun off. Qin Yun very quickly arrived at the top. This is the largest inner part of the myriad realms divine sun. It is also under the outer shell of the myriad realms divine Sunday. He went to a divine sun before, and there are a large number of divine sun descendants in this area. And now, only the sun dragon race and the others are here. When Qin Yun came out, they have already divided the area. Through the soul contract, Qin Yun quickly sensed the direction of Huzi and the others and flew over stealthily. The energy here is very abundant. The creatures that grow up here must be very powerful. Qin Yun flew and looked at the golden red crystals on the ground. Not only is it not hot here, it is also very comfortable. The other myriad realms divine suns would be very hot for a period of time every day, not like this place. Not long after, Qin Yun found the mad sun tiger race. They are not together with the sun dragon race. They also obtained a small area. Although it is not very big, they are very satisfied. The mad sun divine tiger took out many large stone bricks from their storage magic tools and began building houses. The space inside their storage magic tools is relatively small, so they brought a large number of storage magic tools with them. Those mad sun divine tiger are now continuously taking out materials from their storage magic tools. Qin Yun is wearing a sky hat and blue clothes. He suddenly appeared among the group of mad sun divine tiger in human form. It seems very abrupt. This startled the group of mad sun divine tiger, and they immediately gathered together. Huzi is also very nervous. He doesn't know if he should run over to Qin Yun or not. He still hasn't exposed his relationship with Qin Yun. When Mad Sun Tiger Emperor saw Qin Yun appear from afar, he immediately rushed over. Let's talk in private. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor did not reveal any hostility. Instead, he made a gesture. Qin Yun nodded and flew away with Mad Sun Tiger Emperor. The two of them are alone in a place. They landed on the golden red crystal ground. Their surroundings are completely empty. This kind of feeling is very strange. We are inside the 4 divine suns. Qin Yun, you don't seem to be interested in this place. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor said. Qin Yun shook his head and smiled. I am now a loner. I don't want to contend for hegemony, I don't need to build a city, so naturally I am not interested. Why did you impersonate the 9-sun tiger race before? How much do you know about the 9-sun Holy Land? Mad Sun Tiger Emperor asked. Not much more than you. Qin Yun spread his hands and said, I really want to know why the 9-sun Holy Land sent you to occupy these 4 divine suns. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor shook his head. I am also not too clear. They told us to occupy it first, and then they will send people over later. They also said that these 4 divine sons are very important to them and they must be doing something very important here. Is this also the reason why the 9 Sun Dragon race sent the Sun Dragon race? Qin Yun asked. The people inside the 9 Sun Holy Land must have the same goal. There is also the Divine Moon Alliance. They are also in contact with the 9 Sun Holy Land, that's why they are participating. The Divine Moon Alliance is in contact with the 9 Sun Holy Land. This caused Qin Yun to be somewhat surprised. It means that Yu Shangyun's Divine Moon Clan must have used some kind of channel to contact the 9 Sun Holy Land. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor, if the 9 Sun Tiger race sends people here, can you introduce me to them? I want to talk to them, Qin Yun said. If it was someone else, I would definitely agree. But I can't agree to your request. You have the Divine King Heavenly Seal, the 9 Sun Holy Land knows about it. What if they want to snatch your Divine King Heavenly Seal? Mad Sun Tiger Emperor said. If this is the case, it will definitely lead to hostility between them and they will eventually fight. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor doesn't want to see this happen. Alright, I won't force you. Qin Yun helplessly spread his hands. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor looked all around and said in low voice, Qin Yun, can you make a more secret place? I have something even more important to discuss with you. Qin Yun took out the 9 Sun Heaven Raising Pagoda. This is the legendary 9 Sun Heaven Raising Pagoda? Very good. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor nodded and then walked in with Qin Yun. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor's strength is not weak. He has already surpassed Shin Tianjuan's cultivation, but Qin Yun is not afraid of him. After entering, Mad Sun Tiger Emperor took out a box. This box is golden and there are many sharp thorns on its surface. There are many vein-like things growing out of the box, they are also golden. And those sharp thorns are growing out of these veins. Qin Yun is secretly apprehensive seeing this box. This is a Bloodline Heavenly Pattern box. Bloodline Heavenly Pattern box. Qin Yun took a deep breath and said, Mad Sun Tiger Emperor, how did you get it? It's passed down from our Mad Sun Tiger race. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor shook his head and sighed. It's been passed down for several generations, but we still don't understand what use this box has. I heard that the Purple Sun Fairy Race's box is in your hands. I indeed have a Bloodline Heavenly Pattern box. He has quite a few Bloodline Heavenly Pattern boxes, and each one is different. Then do you know what use it has? Mad Sun Tiger Emperor asked. He is not afraid that Qin Yun will snatch it. Although Qin Yun wants it, he has no intention of snatching it. He is very clear that this kind of thing cannot be forced. I only heard that if a Bloodline Heavenly Pattern box can be fused with a divine weapon, it can produce even stronger power. Qin Yun said, there must be other uses, it's just that I haven't discovered them yet. If that's the case, then this Bloodline Heavenly Pattern box has no value to me. Qin Yun, I will use this box to exchange with you, how about it? Mad Sun Tiger Emperor said. You don't want this box? Many people are madly fighting over it. Qin Yun said with smile. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor laughed out loud and said, Truth be told, the 9 Sun Tiger race will discover that I have this thing in my hands sooner or later. Do you think I can keep it then? I am a very practical person, so I want to exchange it for something that is useful to me, something that won't be discovered by the 9 Sun Tiger race. Then what do you want to exchange with me? Which thing in my hands do you fancy? Qin Yun asked. I want a white Shenyang sun seed, can you give it to me? Mad Sun Tiger Emperor asked. I can, but I don't have it now. I will get it for you as soon as possible. Qin Yun immediately agreed. White Shenyang sun seed is very easy to get. Alright, deal. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor extended his hand and shook hands with Qin Yun. Chapter 2608. The little white divine sun inside Qin Yun's 9 Sun Divine Soul was created by him and by Sushin together. The sun seed was also provided by Sushin. His little white divine son is still too small, so it cannot nurture a sun seed. He needs Sushin's help. Qin Yun, I will give you the bloodline heavenly pattern box first. But you have to sign a soul contract with me and promise to give me white divine sun seed. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor said. You want to give it to me now? This caused Qin Yun to be somewhat surprised. He thought that he would have to wait until white divine sun seed is in his hands before he can carry out the transaction. How about it? Just sign a soul contract with me. I am worried that a senior from the 9 Sun Tiger race will come very soon. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor is also afraid that the bloodline heavenly pattern box will be discovered. To the raging Sun Tiger Emperor, the bloodline heavenly pattern box was useless, but it was also a hot potato. If they didn't handle it well, it might even bring them a fatal disaster. Therefore, he might as well exchange it for something of great use to him. Bai Shenyang's Yang seed was very useful to the Mad Sun Tiger Emperor. So long as he can obtain the sun seed, he can create a small white divine sun. It will be enough for him to use. All right. Qin Yun immediately signed a soul contract with Mad Sun Tiger Emperor. After the agreement, Qin Yun obtained Mad Sun Tiger Emperor's bloodline heavenly pattern box. He now has one more bloodline heavenly pattern box. If the 9 Sun Tiger race comes and finds out that you have the bloodline heavenly pattern box, will they really fight over it? Qin Yun asked out of curiosity. Hard to say. If they know, they will definitely want it. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor said with bitter smile. If they want it from me, how can I not give it? Maybe they will give me some compensation, but I won't be willing. Qin Yun said with smile. Tiger Emperor, don't worry, I will give you the sun seed as soon as possible. Oh, that's right, if they find out that you have white divine sun, will they fight over it? I have a way to fuse with white divine sun, that way they won't be able to fight over it. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor said with smile. Qin Yun can see Mad Sun Tiger Emperor's ambition. He clearly wants to evolve into a white tiger through white divine Sunday. Within the tiger race, white tigers are the royal race. If Mad Sun Tiger Emperor succeeds in evolving, he will also become a royal race member. Qin Yun walked out of the 9 Suns heaven-raising pagoda after a private discussion with the Mad Sun Tiger Emperor. Just as he put away the 9 Suns heaven-raising pagoda, he sensed a weak spatial fluctuation. Such a weak spatial fluctuation inside the myriad world's divine sun meant that the newcomers had excellent control over the space power Upanishad. Someone's come in. Qin Yun looked at the sky in astonishment and asked in puzzlement, how did they enter through spatial travel? The violent Sun Tiger the Arch frowned and said, if someone really did travel through space, then it's most likely from the 9 Sun sacred ground. The Sun Dragon race has the support of the 9 Sun sacred ground. Could it be the 9 Yang Tiger race? Asked Qin Yun. No. Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor took out a small tiger carved from white jade, then sensed his surroundings and said, this is the tracking device they gave me. If they want to teleport over, my device will react. As long as I place it on the ground, they will be able to teleport here. Can I have a look? Qin Yun has already opened his heavenly eye to carefully observe the positioning device. Here. Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor handed it over and said with smile, just don't break it. Qin Yun took it and looked at it, then exclaimed in admiration, the refining technique is very brilliant. What is going on inside the 9 Sun sacred ground? How can they have such profound space Upanishad? He previously asked the foreign space race to help him make a spatial tracking device. It should be similar to this positioning device. It should be the 9 Sun Dragon race. Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor pointed at a direction and said, that is the area occupied by the dragon race. How did you divide the areas here? Qin Yun asked. Dragon race, Heavenly Lion race, Elf race, Divine Moon Alliance, they occupied the largest 4 areas. The remaining small areas are for us. Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor said. Qin Yun and Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor returned to the tiger group. Many Kuang Yang Divine Tiger in human form took out all kinds of materials from their storage magic tools. Most of them are stones. They are used to build houses here. Clan Emperor, the materials we use to build houses are not good enough. An old man walked over and said with sigh, "This place is very strange. The stones we brought in became very brittle and easily cracked. How can this be? The stones we chose are very sturdy." Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor said in amazement. "Then how many stones do we have left?" The old man pointed to the front and said, "That pile of stones can be used. We can't build many houses. Even if we build them, they will rot very quickly." Qin Yun said, "Tiger Emperor, the crystal floor under our feet emits a very strange ray. Once the stone is penetrated by the ray, after a long time, its internal structure will weaken. If the time is even longer, the stone might turn into powder." "What about wood?" Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor said. "Wood from outside won't work. Only the trees that grow here will not conflict with the rays here." Qin Yun said. Qin Yun said and took out a piece of wood. As soon as the wood was taken out, it quickly decayed and turned into dregs with a light pinch. Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor said with frown, "Don't tell me it needs iron." "If it is ordinary iron, it might not work. It will also rust very quickly. Unless it is even better crystal moon divine iron, but the cost is very high." The old man said, "He clearly tried it before." Qin Yun nodded and said, "That's right. Although the ray here is very strong, if we use it well, we can refine even better materials and grow even better flowers. Elder 2, go take a look at how Sun Dragon race build houses." Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor said. "We just sent people to take a look, they also can't do it. Their houses are all transformed from magic tools, but there are only one or two. Sun Dragon race, Heavenly Lion race, Divine Moon Alliance and Divine Sun Fairy race, none of them can build houses." Elder 2 shook his head and said, "Clan Emperor, we have to think of a way. We can't just expose ourselves like this, right?" Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor looked at Qin Yun and said with mischievous smile, "Brother Qin, I have long heard of your remarkable abilities, please give us an idea." Elder 2 also heard of Qin Yun. He is now very afraid of Qin Yun because he saw with his own eyes how Qin Yun destroyed the bodies of tens of thousands of law enforcers. Qin Yun said with smile, "I heard you call me Mouse King. How can I, the Mouse King, possess remarkable abilities?" "Brother Qin, the title of Mouse King was not given to you by us. It was given to us by other people during the time when non-human race gathered." Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor said. "Non-human race gathered?" Qin Yun has never heard of it before. "It is the gathering of non-human race in Heaven's God Desolate. Sun Dragon race, Heavenly Lion race, Fairy race and so on, as long as they are not weak humans like Heaven's God Desolate, they are all non-human. You are the strongest human in Heaven's God Desolate and in their eyes, they are all rats, so they call you Mouse King." Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor spread out his hands and said, "What about Divine Moon Alliance? Are they also non-human?" Qin Yun is somewhat unhappy, humans are actually being pushed aside. "Yes." Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor said. "What about 9 Sun Royal race? Are they considered non-human or human?" Qin Yun also has 9 Sun Royal races bloodline. We have designated them as the royal race of human race. They are collectively called Mouse Royal Race. Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor said with smile, "Brother Qin, don't be unhappy, non-human race has always looked down on humans, you should know this." Qin Yun curled his lips and said, "What about those guys from Outer God Realm? If it's the Outer God Realm, then they are not human. Majority of Outer God Realm people are different from you humans." Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor said. Qin Yun laughed self-deprecatingly and said, All right then, let me, the Mouse King, help you group of big cats build houses. However, I will help you build a mouse nest. Do you want to live in it? Brother Qin, I knew that your divine ability is vast and omnipotent. Quickly build, we will definitely live in it. Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor is very happy. He patted Qin Yun's shoulder again and again. Qin Yun said, "Let me think, I have a general direction." He carefully thought for a while, then began carving runes in the air. His speed is very fast. In just a short period of time, a set of runes has been completed. Then he took out a rectangular box made from crystal moon divine iron. It is about a meter long, and placed it on the ground. He placed the runes inside the rectangular box and very quickly fused with the crystal moon divine iron and branded them on it. Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor, Elder 2, as well as a few elders saw this scene and exclaimed in admiration again and again. Carving runes on a tool is actually done so easily, not even a special carving knife is needed. To them, this is simply a divine skill. What do you want to use it for? Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor asked. I just constructed this set of runes. Although this is the first time I am using it, the effect should be very good. Earlier, Qin Yun used the Imperial Heaven inscription spirit. Therefore, this set of runes contains a certain amount of Imperial Heaven power. He walked over and closed the lid of the box. Then he placed his hand on the lid and said, "Like this, inject divine power into the box and let the runes inside circulate. After the runes circulate, there will be a reaction. Very soon, golden red mist that can be seen with naked eyes poured into the box from all directions." After a while, Qin Yun opened the box. Inside the previously empty box, there is now a golden red rectangular stone. This kind of stone can be used to build houses here without any problem. Moreover, it will be very sturdy. Qin Yun took out the stone and said with smile, "I will make more boxes for you, this way you can use them to make even more big bricks." Kuang Yang Tiger Emperor and those few elders are filled with admiration and repeatedly exclaimed in admiration. Elder 2 is very excited and asked, "Sacred Master Qin, what kind of runes did you use just now? Why are they so mystical?" Chapter 2609. Elder 2 is completely dumbfounded when he heard this. He is also an inscription master, but after hearing so many complicated rune combinations, he felt a headache coming on. This made him once again exclaim in admiration at Qin Yun's inscription technique. So many complicated runes were created so quickly. Qin Yun stored a lot of crystal moon divine iron. They were all given to him by Ming Yunyue. He didn't need much to make those boxes. He refined 10 of those boxes in one go. This way, he only needed to send out some mad sun divine tigers with vigorous divine power to use them, and he would be able to create a steady stream of usable large stone brick. What Mad Sun Tiger Emperor and the others admire the most is that the stone bricks produced have a kind of adhesive rune that can tightly stick to each other. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor is very happy. He looked at the gradually built stone houses and said with a smile, "Looks like our Mad Sun Tiger clan is the fastest to build our small city. For example, the Sun Dragon clan and the others are originally from the core region of the Myriad Realms Divine Sun, but they are still unable to build houses here. This means that this Myriad Realms Divine Sun is indeed very different from other Myriad Realms Divine Sunday. If Mad Sun Tiger Emperor can build the city the fastest, just this sense of superiority makes him very happy." In order to speed up, Mad Sun Tiger Emperor took out a lot of Divine Universe Goldstones and bought those boxes from Qin Yun. 10,000 Divine Universe Goldstones for one, this price is very generous. Qin Yun doesn't need to pay anything, just a little bit of Crystal Moon Divine Iron. And this bit of Crystal Moon Divine Iron in Divine Moon of the Heavens is at most 1,000 Divine Universe Goldstones. With the help of Divine Universe Goldstones, Qin Yun also very diligently refined those stone creation divine tools. Furthermore, he also made different-sized molds according to the Mad Sun Tiger clan's requirement. In just 4 to 6 hours, Qin Yun made more than 100 large and small stone creation divine tools. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor gave Qin Yun 1,000,000 divine universe goldstones. This made Qin Yun rather surprised. This Mad Sun Tiger clan is actually so rich that they can casually take out 1,000,000 divine universe goldstones. Using Mad Sun Tiger Emperor is also very simple. They only need to inject divine power. After consuming divine power, they can absorb the divine power here to recover. Elder 2 and Mad Sun Tiger Emperor both know that the most expensive part of a stone creation divine tool is that set of runes. The golden red stone bricks are formed by absorbing divine power from the runes and then condensing into stone bricks inside the mold. Qin Yun also said that it was formed by gathering a large number of complex and profound runes. Moreover, it was a rune that he created on the spot. What they don't know is that the most important thing is that Qin Yun possesses a large number of inscription spirits as well as Imperial Heaven divine power. The Imperial divine runes also played a big role. After Qin Yun's Heavenly Tao divine rune image evolved into the sacred Heavenly Tao image, it transformed into the Imperial Heaven divine rune. At the same time, it is also the Imperial Heaven inscription spirit. Looks like the Imperial Heaven divine power can easily mobilize the divine power of the 4 divine sons. Qin Yun was secretly delighted. It also meant that he was like a fish in water here. He could easily use the divine power here. The Mad Sun Tiger Emperor wanted to build a very big palace as the main palace of the city, and he was in charge of it. From time to time, Elder 2 would ask Qin Yun some questions regarding inscriptions. Qin Yun patiently answered all of them, allowing Elder 2 to benefit greatly. He wished that he could immediately take Qin Yun as his master. Elder, there are Sun Dragon race scouts nearby. A young man came over to report the situation. Don't worry, let them scout as they please. Let them know that our tiger race can build houses here. Elder 2 said with smile. They might be able to guess that I am here to help. Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and looked at the Sun Dragon race. 9 Sun Holy Land sent people to the Sun Dragon race. Even with the help of the mysterious expert from the 9 Sun Holy Land, the Sun Dragon race can't build houses here. They can only rely on the house magic tools they brought in. It doesn't matter if they know that Sacred Master Qin is here. Maybe they will come to Sacred Master Qin to buy those chests. That's a big income. Elder 2 said with smile. Qin Yun owed Ming Yunyue a lot of divine universe golden stones. He is in a hurry to return them. Now every bit he can earn is a bit. At this moment, another young man ran over and said, Elder 2, we found out some news. Quickly speak. Elder 2 said. Didn't they release some house divine tools? Hee, now they are all broken. The young man said with smile. These 4 divine sons are very powerful. The light they emit can damage all kinds of divine weapons and divine tools. Refine the house into a magic tool and release it to stay when needed. And this kind of special divine tool magic tool is usually very expensive. It means that the materials used are sufficient and the defense is extremely strong. There are also enchantments and so on. Now they are all broken and they haven't even been released for long. This also surprised Qin Yun. He said, the divine power of the 4 divine sons is amazing. If it can be used, it can easily destroy other people's divine tools. Isn't that so? Elder 2 said with smile. Looks like they won't have a place to stay very soon. Qin Yun's sound transmission divine pearl suddenly vibrated. It was a message from Yang Long Lingyu. Little brother Qin, are you at the tiger race's side? Did you make those stone bricks? Yang Long Lingyu asked. The Sun Dragon race obviously already knew about the situation with the tiger race. Therefore, Yang Long Lingyu guessed that Qin Yun was the one who helped the tiger race. That's right? Elder Lingyu, Do you have a big shot from the Nine Sun Holy Land on your side? Qin Yun asked. Awesome. Little brother Qin is indeed powerful, to actually be able to build a house in this kind of broken-down place. Yang Long Lingyu sighed and said, What big shot from the Nine Sun Holy Land? They're far inferior to you. They even said that we didn't prepare enough and didn't build a house for them. Let's move in. They are from the Nine Sun Holy Land, they should have brought some kind of house-type divine tools, right? Qin Yun said with a smile. They should have made sufficient preparations, right? Their trash broke not long after they were released. Yang Long Lingyu said in a very displeased manner. And they even said that our divine tools and magic treasures are trash, they are the same as ours. From Yang Long Lingyu's tone, it was obvious that he did not have a good impression of the dragons sent by the Nine Sun Dragon race. Do you need my help? Qin Yun asked. Not for now. I want to see how amazing they are since they are from the Nine Sun Holy Land. Yang Long Lingyu laughed. Little brother Qin, if they bring the clan emperor to find you for help, you can just ruthlessly slaughter them. Don't give me face. That's not good, right? Your Sun Dragon race will hate me. Qin Yun said with a laugh. Little brother Qin, your words, how can we dare to hate you? With your relationship with the goddess and the fact that you are recognized by the myriad realms' divine sun, we won't hate you. Yang Long Lingyu said with smile. The Sun Dragon race lives in the core region of the ancestral god Sunday. And Xiao Yueme, the Nine Sun goddess, lives inside the ancestral god Sunday. With this relationship, the Sun Dragon race truly doesn't dare to do anything to Qin Yun. Yang Long Lingyu cut off contact with Qin Yun. He only wants to understand the situation. He does not plan to ask Qin Yun for help. The main reason is that he hates the people sent by the Nine Sun Dragon race. Otherwise, with his relationship with Qin Yun, he would have easily asked Qin Yun to come over. Yo, what wind blew Bright Moon sect leader here? Violent Sun Tiger Emperor shouted from the distance. Bright Moon sect leader Wang Haoyue brought a few people and flew over. They landed near Violent Sun Tiger Emperor. And on the side, a very large palace is being built. Brother Violent Tiger, I heard that your race has an extraordinary person, so I came to take a look. After Wang Haoyue finished speaking, he swept his gaze over the crowd and said with smile, So this is how you made these stone bricks, truly wonderful. It can be seen that Wang Haoyue is also unable to build a house, so he can only come here to ask for help. Our race is full of tigers, how can there be any extraordinary person? We are all non-human race. Of course only humans have extraordinary people. Violent Sun Divine Tiger deliberately spoke very loudly. He wants Qin Yun to hear that he is praising humans. Wang Haoyue looked at Qin Yun and Elder Tu's direction. He saw Qin Yun is wearing a sky hat. He is sure that Qin Yun is here. So it is the Divine King showing great divine ability. No wonder, no wonder. Divine King, long time no see. You have become even more handsome. If only I was half as handsome as you when I was young. After Wang Haoyue saw Qin Yun, he immediately walked over while chuckling. Bootlicker! Violent Sun Divine Tiger scolded with a smile and also followed Wang Haoyue. I am still not a Divine King, Bright Moon sect leader, don't randomly shout, it will bring me a fatal disaster. Qin Yun also chuckled and said. Who dares to provoke you in heavenly God desolate? Aren't they tired of living? Wang Haoyue has already arrived in front of Qin Yun and cupped his hands towards him. He has a favor to ask of Qin Yun, so he naturally has to say some good word. Bright Moon sect leader, are you here to ask Sacred Master Qin for help in building a house? Elder Tu said with a smile. Look at our stone bricks, they were all made with Sacred Master Qin's help. Qin Yun said with a smile. Bright Moon sect leader, if you have something to say, just say it. Wang Haoyue smiled awkwardly and said, About this, we are indeed here to ask for your help. Sacred Master Qin, how much are you selling these stone brick tools? How much do you want? Qin Yun said with a smile. Wang Haoyue is the Bright Moon sect leader. He is a tycoon on Divine Moon of the heavens. Ming Yunyue said that she would never know how much wealth Wang Haoyue has, so in Qin Yun's eyes, Wang Haoyue is a fat pig. It would be a waste not to slaughter him. Divine Moon of the heavens is rich in divine universe metal stones. Wang Haoyue has a lot of them. Moreover, he is also a businessman, a very stingy kind. When he saw Qin Yun's smile, he knew that he would inevitably be slaughtered. About this, we need about 200 of these tools. Wang Haoyue said with a smile. Sacred Master Qin, for the sake of the Saintess Yunyue, give me a generous price. Qin Yun released the 9-sun sky raising pagoda and said, Let's talk inside. Alright. Wang Haoyue is very happy because he believes that Qin Yun is discussing with him in secret because he wants to give a price different from the Tiger Clan. After entering, Qin Yun said, 200 stone creation divine tools, 6 million, how about it? This is a very generous price. Chapter 26:10. Wang Haoyue really wanted to leave. From his point of view, that kind of restriction was not worth that much. Although he acknowledged the ability of the stone creation divine tool, he still could not accept this price. How about this, a little less? 4 million? Wang Haoyue said. He could accept this price. The most important thing was to build a house. Otherwise, they would not be able to live here in peace. The environment inside the 4 Divine Sun is very special. It requires someone to stay here for a long time in order to use this special environment to create something valuable or discover the wonders of this place. Let's each take a step back, 5 million. Qin Yun said, the price I offered is really very kind. I originally wanted to sell it for 10 million, but now I'll give you 5 million. Wang Haoyue cursed in his heart. Offering a very high price, and then saying that it was less than half, and even pretending to feel heartache. This was simply fooling people. How could he not see through this kind of trick? Moreover, he often used this kind of trick. Fine, 5 million it is. Although Wang Haoyue was very unhappy, he still maintained his smile. Oh right, Yunyue seems to owe you quite a bit of divine universe golden stones. How much does she owe you? Qin Yun asked. 6 million. Wang Haoyue said, took out a beast's skin and said, This is the receipt of the loan. Qin Yun looked at it and indeed it was 6 million. Furthermore, Ming Yunyue used her own soul power and blood to sign it. What did she borrow it for? Qin Yun asked. How would I know? In any case, when she borrowed it, she said that she would return it to me with 500,000. It's written on the receipt. Wang Haoyue said with a smile, Sacred Master Qin, you want to repay her debt? I didn't expect that your relationship with her would reach this level. Qin Yun said, She and I are only friends. That's right, I want to repay this debt for her. Wang Haoyue was secretly happy and said with a smile, Of course you can. Give me another one. 5,200,000 stone creation divine tools, and I'll give you this receipt. Qin Yun also had 1,000,000 divine universe golden stones in his hand. This was given to him by the mad Sun Tiger Emperor, but he did not want to give it away just like that. How about this, I'll give you 260 stone creation divine tools to repay the debt. How about it? Qin Yun said with a smile. Of course, the stone creation divine tools I'll give you are all strengthened and will be a bit better. I'll give it to you. Others won't have such treatment. All right. Wang Haoyue also agreed very straightforwardly. He did not give the promissory note to Qin Yun. He wanted to wait until Qin Yun was done with the stone creation divine artifact. Qin Yun entered the 9-sun sky raising pagoda and sped up his work. It wasn't difficult to make those boxes. As long as the crystal moon divine iron was heated, the crystal moon divine iron would be hammered into boards, and finally, the boxes would be assembled. Zi Qingcheng and Shui Tianzi could easily do it. In the 9 Yang Divine Spirit, they could use the flames of the Divine Universe Purple Sun to heat it up. With their help, the chests were quickly made. After that, Qin Yun used the Gemini treasure mirror to imprint the stone creation runes inside the box. Then he used mysterious fusion heavenly rune power to illuminate the runes inside the box. Wang Haoyue did not leave. Instead, he wandered around the violent Sun Tiger clan. He was looking at the usage of the stone creation divine tools. He also requested Qin Yun to make some stone creation divine tools of different sizes. Inside the 9 Sun Divine Spirit, Ling Yuner, Zi Qingqing, Long Tianji and Shui Tianzi, as well as the little guy Yang Yang, all joined in to help make those boxes. Therefore, Qin Yun finished everything within 2 to 4 hours. Imprinting the runes is very simple for him. At most, he only consumed blood spirit power. This divine universe golden stone is very easy to earn. Qin Yun looked at the storage pouch with mischievous smile. It is filled with stone creation divine tools. When Qin Yun walked out of the 9 Sun heaven-raising pagoda, he saw that half of a golden red palace has already appeared in front of him. It is not completely built, but it will be finished soon. Wang Haoyue pays attention to the 9 Sun heaven-raising pagoda from time to time. When he saw Qin Yun come out, he immediately flew over with Elder Tuesday. Sacred Master Qin, how is the progress? You can take your time, I am not in a hurry right now. Wang Haoyue said with smile. If someone is in a hurry, it is the Sun Dragon clan and the others who are in a hurry. Those guys have been waiting on a few ancestors, they have been suppressing a bellyful of anger. Even Wang Haoyue knows that the Sun Dragon clan has suffered a lot from entertaining the 9 Sun Dragon clan. I already have a lot of these stone creation divine tools, I just improved them according to your request. Qin Yun took out a few storage pouches and handed them over to Wang Haoyue. He said with smile, Bright Moon Sect Master, you can use them first. If you feel there is no problem, then give me the promissory note. Wang Haoyue looked at the inside of the storage pouches. There are stone creation divine tools inside. He also believes that Qin Yun will not swindle him, so he gave the promissory note to Qin Yun. Happy cooperation, Qin Yun said with smile. If there is any problem, remember to contact me. I will stay here for a few more days. I will go back and give it a try. Wang Haoyue immediately left and returned to his area. Wild Sun Tiger Emperor and Elder Tu did not ask Qin Yun the price, they only asked Wang Haoyue how many stone creation divine tools he wanted. He wants 260. Is this only for the Bright Moon Sect? Or the entire God-Moon Alliance? If it is the entire God-Moon Alliance, it might not be enough. Elder Tu said, the God-Moon Alliance occupies a very large area. Just the Bright Moon Sect's area is several times larger than our Tiger clans. It should only be the Bright Moon Sect who wants it. Qin Yun said with smile. This Wang Haoyue is very stingy. He spent so much blood, how could he let the other members of the God-Moon Alliance benefit? Elder Tu nodded and said with smile, that's right. Now let's see when the Heavenly Lion race, Sun Dragon race and Divine Sun Fairy race will come. Maybe they have a way to build houses? Qin Yun shook his head and smiled. Don't count on them, I have earned enough anyway. To Qin Yun, this is indeed a rather unexpected income. At least it helped him pay off most of his debt. When Ming Yongtian's business picks up, his debt to Ming Yunyue will more or less be paid off. Qin Yun is also somewhat tired, so he returned to the 9 Sun heaven-raising pagoda to rest. There is no night here, it is always bright. The 9 Sun heaven-raising pagoda has not been corroded by the light rays here. Qin Yun can still sense that the light rays can penetrate inside the 9 Sun heaven-raising pagoda. He cannot help but sigh at how terrifying the light rays are, their penetrating power is actually so strong. Xiao Yun, these 4 divine suns must have some kind of strange energy, causing the souls of divine sun descendants to be unable to survive here. Ling Yuner said. I've been to the core before. The core there is a moon. It's mainly caused by the energy released by that moon. Qin Yun shook his head. I still don't have any clues. I want to stay here for a few more days to figure out the reason. Qin Yun lied on the bed, closed his eyes and pondered. The 9-Sun Divine Spirit's little white Divine Sun is also releasing energy to help him recover. He only rested for 4 to 6 hours when he heard a very loud noise coming from outside. He frowned and said, "What's going on? Don't tell me they are fighting?" Qin Yun immediately got up and stood by the window to look outside. Inside the 9-Sun heaven-raising pagoda, one can see outside, but the outside can't see inside. There are many people outside. To be precise, they are mad sun divine tiger and dragon in human form. They are not far from the 9-Sun heaven-raising pagoda. They seem to be arguing. Elder Tu's tone is very bad. Sacred Master Qin is resting. Once he is well rested, he will naturally come out. Why do you want him to come out immediately? Why? Because we are strong. Our 9-Sun dragon race is calling a little human for help. It is that human's honor. What's wrong with asking him to come out immediately? The one who spoke is a middle-aged man. His face is filled with arrogance. Qin Yun finally saw someone from the 9-Sun Holy Land. Moreover, he is from the 9-Sun dragon race. He opened his heavenly eye to take a look, and cannot help but feel very puzzled. Because that middle-aged man's body is his true body, he can transform into a huge dragon. According to the information he has, the body of the 9-Sun Holy Land cannot come out. At most only the primordial spirit can come out. But what is going on with the middle-aged man in front of him? Qin Yun did not immediately go out. He wanted to see how strong this dragon from the 9-Sun Holy Land is. Xiao Yun, what is that guy's cultivation? Ling Yun'er asked. Can you see it? The distance is a bit far. I can't see it from here. Qin Yun shook his head. I feel that the strength of the 9-Sun Holy Land should be that their cultivation is higher than the outside world. Maybe they have already figured out the cultivation path of Divine Monarch and mastered many divine techniques in this area. That's why they are stronger. Ling Yun'er said. But why is that? The 9-Sun Holy Land is also in the Divine Desolate. The Divine Desolate was born not long ago. Why is the 9-Sun Holy Land so far ahead? Qin Yun could not understand this point. Time. Ling Yun'er said. Don't forget, when the Divine Moon transformation is in place, the time in the entire Divine Moon transformation is different from the outside world. That's why the bright moon sect appeared. Hearing Ling Yun'er's words, Qin Yun nodded and said, It's very likely that this is the case. After the birth of the Divine Desolate, the time in the center region is different from the outside world. Tens of thousands of years, or even hundreds of thousands of years, may have passed in the center region. That's why the foreign space race said that the center region of the Divine Desolate is very strange. There are unusual spatial fluctuations. Ling Yun'er said, This might be because of the power of time. Maybe it's because of this that it formed a very strong barrier, making it very difficult to enter and exit. Then why is the time in the center of the Divine Desolate so different? Qin Yun raised this question and also thought of a possibility. That is, there is a very powerful energy source in the center of the Divine Desolate, causing the flow of time to be very slow, which is why there is such a huge difference from the outside world. Nether Sun can make time almost stop. Maybe there is a huge nether sun in the center of the Divine Desolate, a very, very big kind which caused the time to be so different. Ling Yun'er said with smile. Xiao Yun, that place is indeed a holy land, especially for you. Qin Yun walked to the first floor of the 9-Sun heaven-raising pagoda and said, Without sufficient strength, I will be courting death if I go in. I will go out now and see how strong the 9-Sun dragon race is. If I can understand it in advance, I must understand it as much as I can. Chapter 26:11. The few dragons from the Nine Suns dragon race were all middle-aged men. They didn't look friendly at all, and all of them had fierce looks on their faces. They did not fight mainly because they were facing the Mad Sun Tiger clan. With the Mad Sun Tiger Emperor here, they did not dare to cross the line. Furthermore, the Sun Dragon Emperor was also here. The Sun Dragon Emperor and a few elders of the Sun Dragon clan were at the side. Young Dragon Ling Yu was naturally there as well. When he saw Qin Yun arrive, he immediately transmitted his voice to Qin Yun. "Little brother Qin, those guys are from the Nine Sun Holy Land. Look at how arrogant they are." Young Dragon Ling Yu transmitted his voice. "I saw it. This kind of guy's attitude is so bad, don't expect me to listen to them." Qin Yun replied and then walked towards Elder Tuesday. The few middle-aged men from the Nine Sun Dragon clan also saw Qin Yun arrive and stopped arguing with Elder Tuesday. Elder Tu, Mad Sun Tiger Emperor and a few other elders of the Tiger clan immediately walked towards Qin Yun. It was obvious that they wanted to protect Qin Yun. In their eyes, Qin Yun had a very high status. People with ability were always very popular. The big shots of the Mad Sun Tiger clan were not stupid. They all knew that Qin Yun was very strong. Furthermore, he had unfathomable strength and terrifying potential. Therefore, they all hoped to maintain a good relationship with Qin Yun. The middle-aged leader of the Nine Sun Dragon clan wore red dragon-patterned armor and walked towards Qin Yun with an arrogant attitude. Qin Yun already knew that humans had a very low status in the eyes of these non-human races, especially the dragon race from the Nine Sun Holy Land. "Long Yufeng, this is Sacred Master Qin. Please be more courteous to him." The violent Sun Tiger Emperor spoke. His voice was cold and carried a warning tone. "What Sacred Master Qin? He's just a human." Long Yufeng's eyes were filled with arrogance as he sized up Qin Yun. Clearly, Long Yufeng did not know Qin Yun's background. The Sun Dragon clan did not tell Long Yufeng about Qin Yun in case they knew that Qin Yun had the Divine King Heavenly Seal and tried to snatch it. The Sun Dragon Emperor walked over and said, "Sacred Master Qin, I heard that you have a divine tool that can make very good stone bricks." "Yes, I sold it to the Wild Sun Tiger clan and the Bright Moon sect. They are currently using it and the effects are excellent." Qin Yun nodded. "Hurry up and hand over the refining method." Long Yu had also seen the stone-making divine tool just now, and he really wanted it. Qin Yun said with a frown, "This refining method was created by me, it is not passed on to others." Long Yufeng sneered and said, "A puny human like you can create such a refining method? You must have gotten it by accident and kept it for yourself. Since you obtained it by accident, then it doesn't belong to you. You have to announce it." "Why can't I create it?" Qin Yun's voice turned cold as a faint killing intent flashed in his eyes. "Big Brother Dragon, please follow the rules here," the Sun Dragon Emperor said. "Violent Sun Tiger Emperor is in front of Qin Yun. If Long Yufeng wants to attack, they will definitely fight." Rules? The rules had always been set by the strongest. "My fists are hard, so I'll make the rules." Long Yufeng pointed at Qin Yun and shouted fiercely, "Human, hurry up and hand over the refining method of the stone-making divine tool and I'll spare your life." Long Yufeng was clearly planning on forcefully snatching it. This was because he had just heard that this kind of stone creation divine tool required several tens of thousands of divine universe metal stones. At the very least, it required 100 of them in order to quickly create a large number of stone brick. That was several million divine universe metal stones. He felt that it was not worth it, but he wanted it very much, so he could only snatch it. In his eyes, snatching a human's belongings was not considered snatching at all. "Guys from the Nine Sun Holy Land, are you all so arrogant?" Qin Yun's eyes were already slightly blue. He was about to enter the Imperial Sky State. "Arrogant? Do I still need to be arrogant towards a human like you?" Long Yufeng sneered. "You are just a Dao God Realm fellow, What qualifications do you have to make us be arrogant towards you? Long Yufeng did not surpass the divine heavenly monarch. At most, he was only a 9-star divine heavenly monarch and could be said to be very strong among the divine heavenly monarchs. Furthermore, they came from the 9-sun Holy Land, so their strength was definitely much stronger than the 9-star divine heavenly monarchs here. Tiger Emperor, Dragon Emperor, I will give you face. If you let this guy leave, I won't waste my energy to teach him a lesson. If he continues to be arrogant in front of me, I will teach him how to be a human. Since this dragon has taken human form, he should be an honest human. Qin Yun's tone is filled with disdain. Just because someone called you sacred teacher Qin, you become arrogant to the heavens. You actually want to teach our 9-sun divine dragon how to be a human? Long Fangyu cannot help but burst into laughter. The few middle-aged men behind him also burst into laughter. Sun Dragon Emperor said, Long Fangyu, if you don't want to complicate matters, it would be best if you leave immediately. Leave the stone creation divine tool matter to me. You don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. You should quickly leave. Sacred Teacher Qin did not immediately beat you up because he is giving Sun Dragon Emperor face. If you don't leave, Sacred Teacher Qin will not be polite. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor said. Long Fangyu said with sneer. Doesn't this guy only know how to refine a few broken chests? How strong can he be? He is just a Tao god. He is not even a divine heavenly monarch. What can he do to me? All of you get out of the way. Watch how I teach this arrogant human a lesson. Elder 2, Mad Sun Tiger Emperor, Sun Dragon Emperor and others repeatedly shook their heads and then got out of the way. Mad Sun Tiger Emperor and Elder 2 want to protect the house they are building. They cannot let it be destroyed. They are not worried at all. After all, Qin Yun is a 10-star heaven-defying thief who dared to fight against law enforcement realm. Not long ago, he killed several 10,000 law enforcement realm people in front of law enforcement great venerables. People like Sun Dragon Emperor and Mad Sun Tiger Emperor, who have surpassed divine heavenly monarch realm, cannot guarantee that they can defeat Qin Yun, let alone Long Fangyu. Qin Yun's eyes are like 2 blue stars. The imperial heaven divine power within his body is frantically rushing out. If it was before, he would need to borrow the power of extreme evil devil, but now he doesn't. Because he has the divine king heavenly seal and it is inside the myriad realms divine Sunday. 4 divine sun was created by him and his divine king heavenly seal has already been refined inside the core of the 4 divine sun and has the imprint of the 4 divine Sunday. Through the divine king heavenly seal, he can easily obtain the divine power from the core under his feet. Moreover, all of his equipment are sun spirit or related to divine sun. He is invincible here. Qin Yun took out a hammer flickering with blue light. After pouring in imperial heaven divine power, the 9-sun divine hammer has become very restless. You have a lot of equipment and they are also very good. You guys' luck is very good. You can always pick up this kind of good stuff. Long Fangyu's eyes are filled with greed. He stared at the 9-sun divine hammer in Qin Yun's hand and said with evil grin, "But a puny human like you is not worthy to use this kind of good thing." Long Fangyu looks like he is about to strike it rich. He very excitedly rushed towards Qin Yun. But just as he took 2 steps, he suddenly stopped. Qin Yun released supergravity and pressed down on Long Fangyu's body. Within the 4 divine sun, Qin Yun felt that his power has increased by a lot. He doesn't even need to release the divine king heavenly seal. His body has an indescribable divine power from the 4 divine Sunday. Therefore, his supergravity easily suppressed Long Fangyu. Long Fangyu's eyes suddenly became bloodshot. No matter how much strength he used, he was unable to break free from the gravity that was binding him. At this moment, his body suddenly swelled up. He wants to transform into a huge divine dragon and struggle free from Qin Yun's supergravity. Qin Yun shot forward like an arrow and swung his hammer horizontally, hitting Long Fongyu's head. Bang! The sound is very oppressive. The hammer heavily hit Long Fongyu's face. Long Fongyu's body has gravity, so he was not sent flying. The power of the hammer is very strong. When the Sun Dragon Emperor and others saw this strike, they felt as if they were being hit in the face. "Ah, you bastard, you are dead for sure, quickly kill him!" Long Fangyu shouted in pain and anger. The few middle-aged men not far behind him are also unable to move at this moment. Moreover, there are golden-red tree roots under their feet. Those tree roots grew out from the golden-red crystal ground, emitting a golden-red light that tightly wrapped around the few middle-aged men. Qin Yun raised his hammer and smashed it at Long Fangyu again. Boom! This time, a deafening explosion erupted. Qin Yun used the Heaven Extermination 9 style. "It's fine if you are arrogant in my territory, but you actually want to steal my things. I'll hammer you to death." Qin Yun tightly gripped the 9 Sun Divine Hammer and attacked with the Heaven Extermination 9 style. Heavenly Shaking, Thunder Collapse, Setting Sun, Violent Heavens, these moves repeatedly alternated and crazily bombarded Long Fangyu's body, shattering every inch of his bones. This kind of power caused the scalps of the Sun Dragon Emperor and the Wild Sun Tiger Emperor to go numb. They all agreed that even if they were to face Qin Yun here, their ending would be the same as Long Fangyu. They all knew that Qin Yun had the Divine King Heavenly Seal and the 4 Divine Sons were created by Qin Yun. Qin Yun could be said to be invincible here. As for Long Fangyu, he recklessly provoked Qin Yun. The Sun Dragon Emperor did not sympathize with Long Fangyu at all. Previously, Qin Yun had given Long Fangyu a chance. The Sun Dragon Emperor and the Wild Sun Tiger Emperor had kindly advised Long Fangyu to leave. Long Fangyu did not listen and insisted on provoking Qin Yun. "Sun Dragon Emperor, I'll give you face and spare his life. Bring him back." Qin Yun looked at the wounded Long Fangyu and said, "I hope I can teach him a lesson this time. Bastard, wait for my boss. You will be in a miserable state." Long Fangyu could only use his mental power to congeal his voice. "I spared your life because I wanted to show off to your boss. Let him know that I am not to be trifled with. If he comes to provoke me, then you and your boss will become the energy of this place." Qin Yun is not afraid of the boss Long Fangyu spoke of. Chapter 26:12. Long Yufang was beaten by Qin Yun without any strength to resist. This made the raging Sun Tiger race and the Sun Dragon race feel that the dragon race from the 9 Sun Sacred Ground was only SOSO. One must know that there were many mad Sun Divine Tigers present. When they saw the so-called 9 Sun Divine Dragon being beaten into a pulp by a human, they did not dare to look down on humans anymore. Qin Yun is a human and he is even called the Rat King by the non-human race. And right now, it is this Rat King that they look down on that is pressing the 9 Yang Divine Dragon down with a hammer, beating it to the point that it has no way to retaliate. The few middle-aged men who came with Long Yu were entangled by the tree roots released by Qin Yun. They were not much better off. The suffering divine ability power released by Qin Yun is very strong, and he can use the divine power of the 4 Divine Sons. Therefore, the suffering divine ability power has very strong penetrative power. It caused those few middle-aged men to struggle and scream in pain while being entangled by the root. Of course, they were better off than Long Yufang. At the very least, they could still stand. As for Long Yufang, all the bones in his body had been shattered by Qin Yun. His entire body was like mud. Even if he transformed back into his dragon form, he would still collapse to the ground. Qin Yun was very heavy-handed. It was not enough to completely destroy the other party's body. Instead, there was a possibility of healing him. He hadn't completely offended the 9 Yang Dragon race yet. Also, he was giving the Sun Dragon race face. Otherwise, Long Yu would have died a long time ago. Furthermore, he could tell that the dragon sent by the Nine Suns Dragon Clan was of poor quality. These people should not be core members, otherwise, they would not only have the cultivation of Shen Tianjun. Qin Yun also wanted to see how the boss behind Long Yufang would handle this matter. If that boss came to fight, it meant that most of the dragons in the Nine Suns dragon race had bad morals. If that boss could calmly handle the situation and negotiate with Qin Yun, it would mean that the Nine Suns dragon race was still reasonable. "You're dead. Our boss won't let you off." A middle-aged man was released from the tree root by Qin Yun. He went over to help Long Yufang up and said fiercely to Qin Yun, "Hurry up and get lost." Qin Yun said, "Quickly scram back and call your boss over. I want to see how your boss will take revenge on me." The Sun Dragon Emperor shook his head and said, "Nine Suns Dragon Race, you better restrain yourselves. Divine Desolate is not as weak as you think. Your Sun Dragon Race has dealings with humans. How disappointing! You are a disgrace to the dragon race." A middle-aged man from the Nine Suns Dragon Race said angrily. The few middle-aged men supported Long Yufang and left using teleportation treasures. Sun Dragon Emperor, if they bring that boss here and make things difficult for you, remember to come to me immediately. Qin Yun said, "Brother Qin, don't worry about us. Our Sun Dragon race comes from the ancestral god Sun. We are polite to the Nine Sun Dragon race because we are giving face to the myriad realms' divine Sun." Sun Dragon Ling Yu said with smile, "Our Sun Dragon race and the Nine Sun Dragon race are about the same. It's just that they're in the Nine Sun sacred ground, and we're in the ancestor divine Sun. So that's how it is, then I feel relieved." Qin Yun said with smile. After that, the Sun Dragon Emperor also asked Qin Yun to buy the stone creation divine tools. He only wanted 100 of them. 9 Sun Dragon races people have already left and now they are trading with the Sun Dragon race. Qin Yun originally wanted to give them some preferential treatment, but Sun Dragon Ling Yu secretly transmitted his voice to Qin Yun, telling him to slaughter the Sun Dragon race to death. Qin Yun really doesn't know if this Sun Dragon Ling Yu is from the Sun Dragon race or not. How could he let others slaughter them? Since Sun Dragon Ling Yu is so enthusiastic, Qin Yun reluctantly accepted and sold 100 of them to the Sun Dragon race for 3 million divine universe golden stones. Qin Yun, Zi Qingqing and the others began to get busy again. With the help of Zi Qingqing and the others, the boxes needed for the stone creation divine tools can be made very quickly. Qin Yun only needs to imprint the runes and it will be done. 100 is a piece of cake for Qin Yun and the others. After the delivery, Qin Yun immediately received 3 million divine universe golden stones. These guys are really rich. Qin Yun looked at the divine universe golden stones stored in a pearl of the 9 Sun divine spirit and sighed with emotion. Zi Qingqing and Shui Tianzi are also very tired. Qin Yun let them rest for a period of time. He doesn't plan to let them be tired during this period of time. Xiao Yun, don't you have automatic smoke-making equipment? Sister Qingqing and the others don't need to work hard at all, they can easily make unfettered smoke with those tools. Ling Yuner said with smile, "You can make this kind of tool. Then you just need to imprint the runes." "That's right. That's not difficult." Qin Yun immediately began to ponder. He took out a piece of paper and began to conceive. Then he began to design the tool. Very quickly, he designed a tool that is as big as a house. This can also be considered a type of puppet. As long as the crystal moon divine iron is placed inside, the flame of the divine universe purple sun is drawn in, as well as the energy of the divine universe purple sun, the tool will automatically operate. At that time, Zi Qingqing and the others would only need to look at it from time to time. There is no need for them to be busy making that kind of box. This tool can make about 50 of those boxes in an hour. It can operate day and night. After Qin Yun finished designing, he immediately began to refine the necessary parts. He entered the warehouse of the heaven-leaping shuttle and busied himself making the automatic tool. This tool is very simple for him. The automatic box is also very simple, so it is not difficult to make. Qin Yun busied himself for several hours and finally finished. He placed it inside the Nine Sun Divine Spirit and handed it over to Zi Qingqing and Shui Tianzi to manage. He released the heaven-leaping shuttle from inside the Nine Sun Heaven-Raising Pagoda. The Nine Sun Heaven-Raising Pagoda is a space and the heaven-leaping shuttle is another space. There are 2 layers of space between them, so even if someone shouted at him from outside, he would not know. After he came out of the heaven-leaping shuttle, he saw Elder Tu pacing back and forth outside, looking very anxious. Qin Yun immediately put away the heaven-leaping shuttle and walked out of the Nine Sun Heaven-Raising Pagoda. Sacred Master Qin, you finally came out. Elder Tu promptly walked over with a smile. What's wrong? Is the boss of the Long Yu side here? Qin Yun looked around and saw a grand and imposing palace in front of him. It is the main palace of the Wild Sun Tiger clan, flickering with golden red light. If that guy really brings his boss here to cause trouble, our clan's emperor will be there to stop him. Elder Tu said with smile. Sacred Master Qin, not long ago a little girl came to find you. She is from the Divine Moon clan. Where is she? Qin Yun hastily asked. Why did she come to find me? Of course it's for the stone creation divine tool. Elder Tu chuckled and said, The little girl from the Divine Moon clan asked me to tell you that she will bring her clan's emperor to discuss business with you. It seems like those rumors are fake, otherwise the Divine Moon clan would not have come to discuss business with Sacred Master Qin. Business? Qin Yun curled his lips and said, Elder Tu, did you think that those rumors were true? No, I didn't mean that. Sacred Master Qin, don't misunderstand. Elder Tu chuckled and said, Sacred Master Qin, do you like tiger girls? There are also many outstanding tiger girls in our clan. After they transform into human form, they are as beautiful as flowers and jade. Their bodies are, tigress? I don't want to. Qin Yun said with smile. Don't worry. Our tiger girls are not tiger at all. I guarantee you will be satisfied. Elder Tu chuckled and said, Definitely better than the Dragon Clan's dragon girls. The dragon ladies of the dragon race are all fierce. Qin Yun waved his hand and said with smile, Elder Tu, did the little girl from the Divine Moon clan say her name? She said she is Divine Moon's heavenly daughter Yu Wulan. She also asked a lot about your situation because she found out that you fought with Long Fanyu. She is afraid that you will be injured by that guy. Sacred Master Qin, this little girl is very concerned about you. She is my sworn second sister. It is very normal for her to be concerned about me. Qin Yun said with smile. So she is Sacred Master Qin's second sister. Then I was truly disrespectful to her before. Elder Tu's eyes are wide open, he is very shocked. Qin Yun said with smile, It's no problem. While they are talking, Qin Yun already sensed that someone is approaching. Yu Wulan is wearing light and elegant white skirt. Her beautiful face is covered by a thin veil, but it can still be seen that she is smiling sweetly. Beside her was Yu Shangyun, who was dressed in black armor. She wrapped herself up tightly from head to toe. In comparison, Yu Wulan who is beside her is even more eye-catching. Her white skirt is fluttering, her walking posture is as if she is dancing. Her long hair is slightly fluttering, her bright and beautiful eyes are like water. Even if one cannot see her appearance, it is still very shocking. Beautiful. Second sister. I was in seclusion doing something before, so I did not come out. Qin Yun said with a smile. I know. Yu Wulan smiled lightly. Qin Yun looked at Yu Shangyun and then at the Nine Sun Sky Raising Pagoda. He said, Please. Yu Wulan and Yu Shangyun walked into the Nine Sun Sky Raising Pagoda. After Qin Yun sat down, he looked at Yu Shangyun with a complicated feeling. Because Yu Shangyun had said before that she would no longer contact him. Now that she had suddenly come to find him, he was quite happy. What made him even happier was that Yu Shangyun actually placed her hands on her helmet and was about to take it off. When she took off her helmet, Qin Yun could not help but be stunned. "Auntie Xiao, why is it you?" Qin Yun said in shock. The person wearing black armor is actually not Yu Shangyun but Xiao Xianqin. Xiao Xianqin's appearance is beautiful, elegant and dignified. She has a mature and beautiful oval face and a playful smile. Her eyes are filled with tenderness as she said with a light smile, "Xiao Yun, you actually didn't realize that it was Auntie Xiao. Could it be that you are not familiar with my aura after not seeing me for so long?" Qin Yun scratched his head and said with a smile, "I thought it was Sister Shangyun. Why didn't she come?" "It's not convenient for her to come." Yu Wulan's expression turned serious and said, "Xiao Yun, Sister Shangyun might not be able to let go of those things. I hope you can understand her. Sister Shangyun doesn't hate you. She is still very protective of you." Xiao Xianqin sighed. "In her position, there are some things that we might not be able to figure out." Chapter 26:13. Qin Yun asked Zi Qingqing and the others to come out and meet Yu Wulan and Xiao Xianqin. They have an extremely good relationship with each other. Yu Wulan and Xiao Xianqin also came for the stone-making divine tool. When they learned that Zi Qingqing and Shui Tianzi participated in the creation of the stone-making divine tool, they were very surprised. They thought that Qin Yun had completed it by himself. "If you want the stone-making divine tool, I'll give it to you," Qin Yun said with a smile. "Creating this kind of thing is getting easier and easier for us." Soon after, Yu Wulan and Xiao Xianqin entered the Nine Sun Divine Spirit to look at the tool. They casually played with Mo, Yang Yang and the other cute little guys. They also brought many delicious fruits and some fruit tree seeds for Long Tianji to plant. Yang Yang and Mo are overjoyed because there are many new flavors of divine fruits to eat. Yu Wulan said that she would stay in the Nine Sun Divine Spirit for a period of time and impart the new chapter of the Sun and Moon Heart Sutra to Zi Qingqing and the others. Xiao Xianqin came out to accompany Qin Yun and watch him imprint the runes. "Aunt Xiao, your comprehension of the Sun and Moon Heart Sutra is increasing, right?" Qin Yun said with a smile. "Your Divine Moon Clan's progress is really fast." Xiao Xianqin nodded and said, "Ever since we entered the Moon Heart Sutra, our progress has indeed been very fast. Moreover, we have also collected many remnant sun souls, which will be of great help to our advancement." "Remnant sun soul? Do you have it?" Qin Yun asked. The remnant sun soul is very strange. In the divine desolate land, it looks like a very ordinary stone. As long as it goes to the divine moon, it will have a great change. It will become like a crystal, and it will be soft. Xiao Xianqin shook her head. "I don't have it in my hands. It's all stored in the Guanghan Palace." Qin Yun had planned to ask Ming Yunyue for it, but she said that it was not convenient. Later on, he did not ask. So this is the reason. It can only be used if the remnant sun soul possesses vitality. Moreover, only the creatures of our Divine Moon Alliance can awaken the remnant sun soul. It is extremely difficult to preserve it, and it is not convenient to bring it out. Xiao Xianqin knew that Qin Yun is very interested in this matter, so she continued to talk about the remnant sun soul. After Qin Yun finished making a stone-making divine tool, he handed it to Xiao Xianqin and taught her how to use it. At this time, Yu Wulan from the Nine Sun Divine Spirit said that when she was teaching the new chapter of the Sun and Moon Heart Sutra to Ling Yuner, she encountered a special situation and might have to stay inside for a period of time. Qin Yun relayed the matter to Xiao Xianqin and asked, "Aunt Xiao, what's with the new chapter of the Sun and Moon Heart Sutra?" "It's something that Sister Xiang Yun has just comprehended. It's very useful to us. It allows us to borrow the divine power of the divine moon of the heavens and the divine sun of the myriad realms. It allows us to cultivate a perfect body and an immortal soul. When Xiao Qian mentioned this matter, she was also rather happy. She said with a smile, "As long as we cultivate to a certain level, we can become even stronger." Qin Yun said with smile, "Congratulations!" Xiao Qian suddenly pulled Qin Yun's hands and gently bit her lip. This made her look even more beautiful and alluring. She said gently, "Xiao Yun, our Divine Moon clan can become even stronger in the future. Don't worry about us taking revenge on you." "Aunt Xiao, what are you talking about?" Qin Yun also gently held Xiao Qian's soft and delicate hands. Xiao Qian faintly sighed, because the sudden departure of the 5 kings of the Divine Moon clan has dealt a great blow to the Divine Moon clan. "I'm afraid that some girls won't be rational and will cause trouble for you. But don't worry, I will definitely not allow that to happen." "Really?" Qin Yun said with a frown. "I'm no longer the palace king of the 9 Yang Divine Palace, and I've also left the Heavenly Sword formation. Is it to prevent this from happening? Could it be that a Divine Moon clan woman has gone to the 9 Yang Divine Palace?" Xiao Qian shook her head. "Not yet. Sister Xiang Yun has already ordered that we are not allowed to go to the 9 Yang Divine Palace." Qin Yun suddenly extended his hand and gently touched Xiao Qian's forehead. He asked, "I remember that your Divine Moon imprints can allow you to contact each other. Why did it suddenly fail?" "It's Sister Xiang Yun's control that failed. Right now we can no longer contact each other," Xiao Qian said. "I wonder why her control suddenly failed." Qin Yun said, "Aunt Xiao, is Sister Xiang Yun treating you well? She should know that your relationship with me is extremely good. I'm afraid that she will make things difficult for you because of this matter." "Don't worry, she's very good to us." Xiao Qian smiled and said, "Actually, most of the sisters in the clan don't believe that you are that kind of devil. Instead, they believe that someone is framing you." "Is that so? Is it because I'm too handsome?" Qin Yun said with a smile. "Seriously, how can they relax their vigilance against me just because I'm handsome? Shameless." Xiao Qian said with a smile. "Aunt Xiao, after the fake dark moon self-destructed, I once explained that I was framed. Now, I want to tell you more details about the inside story." Qin Yun held Xiao Qian's hands tightly as he stared into the beauty's eyes and said seriously. Xiao Qian gently shook her head and said, "There's no need to explain. I believe you." She believed in Qin Yun, so she did not need to know more details. She did not want to know too much. "Thank you for believing me, but I still want to explain clearly. I know that all of you will have some doubts." Qin Yun did not want to be suspected. Xiao Qian smiled gently. Her jade-like hand gently caressed Qin Yun's handsome face. Her eyes were filled with tenderness as she said with a faint smile, "Xiao Yun, we have never doubted you. There really is no need to explain." "Thank you." Qin Yun also placed his hand on his face and pressed down on Xiao Qian's jade-like hand. He gently caressed the back of her hand and at the same time enjoyed the gentleness of her fragrant jade-like hand. "Xiao Yun, I am the Divine Moon Heavenly Maiden. I am ranked first in the 4 arts. After losing the 5 dukes, Sister Xiang Yun decided to nurture me as the Divine Moon Clan's Empress. It was also at that time that I told her everything that had happened between you and me." Xiao Qian's voice paused for a moment. Her eyes flickered with blurred emotions as she stared at Qin Yun. She gently bit her lower lip as if she had mustered her courage and continued, "I also told Sister Xiang Yun that I fell in love with you, Aunt Xiao." Qin Yun was startled as he stared into Xiao Qian's eyes. Xiao Qian's jade-like face turned red, and she could not help but lower her head. At that moment, Qin Yun lowered his head and kissed her. When Xiao Qian felt it, she slowly raised her head and kissed Qin Yun. The two of them hugged each other tightly and quickly fell into a frenzy as they rolled around on the bed. After the frenzy, Qin Yun and Xiao Qian hugged each other and fell into a short period of beauty. Hurry up and get up, we still need to make a stone-making divine artifact. Xiao Qian chuckled. If Wulon knew that you and I were having sex, she would definitely laugh at me. I can't let her know. Xiao Yun, you're not allowed to tell her either. It's nothing. She's teaching me the Sun and Moon Heart Sutra, and you're cultivating the Sun and Moon Heart Sutra with me outside. This is very normal. Qin Yun said with a chuckle. Quickly get up. Xiao Qian pushed Qin Yun off the bed. She was still somewhat shy. Qin Yun and Xiao Qian got off the bed and put on their clothes. The automatic box-making divine tool had already made many boxes. It was just waiting for Qin Yun to imprint the runes on them. Aunt Xiao, Sister Shang Yun knows that you're in love with me. Why is she still nurturing you as the Divine Moon Clan's Empress? That shouldn't be the case. Qin Yun found it strange. I also asked her why. She said that this was the fate of the Divine Moon Emperor. Xiao Qian gently shook her head and said, I don't know what she means. In short, I can feel that she is very conflicted about you. She doesn't hate you, and from time to time, she will mention your kindness to the Divine Moon Clan. However, she wants to distance herself from you. Yu Shangyun is the Divine Moon Clan's Empress. She has already slept with Qin Yun. As for Xiao Qian, the successor to the Divine Moon Clan's great emperor, she was now with Qin Yun. Therefore, from Yu Shangyun's point of view, this was fate. Could it be that she believes that I was framed? But they just don't come into contact with me. Qin Yun frowned and said, that might be the case, but she is the emperor of the Divine Moon Clan. After what happened to the fifth duke, you still haven't gotten rid of the suspicion. She has to have an attitude towards you, so she temporarily distanced herself from you. Xiao Qian said. Maybe there are other reasons. Qin Yun felt that the matter was not simple. Whose idea was it to impersonate the Divine Moon Race's Dharch and second sister? Sister Shangyun's idea. She said that she wanted me to familiarize myself with going out as the Dharch of the Divine Moon Clan. Xiao Qian said, but no matter what, she asked me to do this to clarify the rumors outside. But how is she going to explain this to the clan? Qin Yun said again. He felt that this matter is becoming more and more strange. Qin Yun continued to complete the stone creation divine tools with doubt. Xiao Qian said, Xiao Yun, don't think too much. Right now, you need to increase your strength as soon as possible. Qin Yun nodded. Sister Shang Yun said that she doesn't want to owe you anymore, so she bought your stone creation divine tool and will give you the Divine Universe Golden Stone. Xiao Qian said. I don't want it. Qin Yun said with a smile. You are my woman, how can I ask you for the Divine Universe Golden Stone? Xiao Qian sweetly laughed a few times and said, Xiao Yun, I am not the Divine Moon Clan's emperor yet. This Divine Universe Golden Stone was given to you by Sister Shang Yun. She's not your woman, you have to take it, right? Name a price. Don't feel sorry for us, our Divine Moon Clan is very rich right now. Qin Yun thought in his heart, Yu Shang Yun is really my woman. Alright, give me 1,000,000 Divine Universe Golden Stones and I'll make 300 stone creation divine tools for you. Qin Yun said. Only 1,000,000? So cheap. Bright Moon Sect leader said that he bought more than 200 stone creation divine tools and spent 5 to 6 million divine universe golden stones. Xiao Qian said with a frown. Sister Shang Yun is planning to give you 5 million, but you only want 1 million. How am I going to explain this when I return? Are you really rich? Why do you have so many divine universe golden stones? Qin Yun had originally planned to save some money for the Divine Moon Clan, but now, it seems like the Divine Moon Clan doesn't lack any. There are so many. You must know that the Divine Moon of the Heavens belongs to our Divine Moon Clan. Furthermore, Fire Moon Divine Clan, Ice Moon Divine Clan, Thunder Moon Divine Clan, and Wood Moon Divine Clan are now loyal to Sister Shang-yun and Sister Kiru. Xiao Xianqin said with a smile. Those 4 moon clans will regularly hand over Divine Universe golden stones to us. I easily made these stone creation divine tools. If I sell them for $1 million, I will make a huge profit, Qin Yun said. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.